Define those travels as you can, as the song always say. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Tuesday stream. Welcome to episode 85, I believe it is, of Pen and Pixels. It is a pleasure to have everybody here, and welcome GOG-dites, Gogledites, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples. Welcome to episode 85 of Pen and Pixels, a show that is focused on story and narrative in games. And I am your host, Arvin Elleron. I will be with you for the next 3 hours for fun and storytelling time as we finally, and it's been a while, finally return to the world of D&D. I've been playing quite a bit of D&D on my channel, and I just, previous to this, about an hour ago, finished up with a new session of Adventures in Middle-earth, which I'm loving, a Tolkien-based game. But I have not had a chance to play with these wonderful folks in a while, so I'm very excited to have the GOG stream team back as we continue with Storm King's Thunder, assuming anyone can remember what the heck we were doing, but we will summarize all that in just a minute. Before I do that, though, a reminder to, if you haven't already done so, please consider following the channel. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well. Subscriptions now go equally to all of the members of the GOG stream team, and so we would certainly appreciate that if you're able to do it, led by our fearless leader, Outstar Walker. But there's many people here who do lots of different games and are streaming at all times of the day and night, all during the week, so please join up with us if you haven't already. You also get some cool emotes as well if you're able to subscribe. And please check us out individually on our own individual channels. I am currently streaming from the road. I am still out on the West Coast in the Pacific Northwest. Although not for too much longer. I'm going to be flying back to the East Coast on Thursday, and then I'm going to be, next Tuesday, I'll be streaming Torment again, but I'll be doing so from the road, but in Boston, Massachusetts, before finally returning to my home of New York. But I am here out on an island off the coast of Washington State in the United States and streaming for you guys. So, you know, like I say, it's all about you guys. The dedication, it's all about you guys. That's really the key. But it's a pleasure to have everybody here, and I hope everyone is looking forward to fun times as GOG gets back involved with this as well. This is 5th edition, by the way, Hidden Asbestos. I love that name, by the way, Hidden Asbestos. I wouldn't love it if I actually encountered it IRL, but I like it on Twitch. So, with that said, yeah, you probably hear the fan, I know. I wasn't able to move the computer below the level of where the microphone is because I'd have to set it on the ground, which is carpeted, and so that would be heated up, and that wouldn't be good. So, with that said, though, I am pleased to have the GOG stream team with me. So, I am going to, let me pop in my window here, I'm going to unmute myself so that people can hear that we're about to get started here, and then I am going to unmute the wonderful people at in my little window here. I'm going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, dun 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 dun, oh my god. And we have the 3 people here, and as you can see, it's 2 GOG streamers plus the dude from Crypt of the Necrodancer. So that's basically what we have that are associated here. So welcome everybody. I'm really pleased to be playing with this person who is looking into my soul. Those felt.
I'm missing my umlaut.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
That's probably because I'm on the road. You're lucky that you have a font for you actually to show up. But it's a pleasure to have my players.
Such a card.
It's a pleasure to have my players with me. Before I get down to Jim Henson and whatever the hell he's doing down there, let me introduce each of us in turn. I will start with the gentleman directly below me who just preceded me, actually, on GOG. Welcome, Darksaber. How are you, sir? How is life? And what do you... I know you just got done playing Anti-Hero, which I think you said you liked.
Yeah, I did.
And now you're joining us to be another kind of an anti-hero, so to speak, as Celsig. But tell us a little bit about Celsig and who you're playing and all that stuff.
I am playing Celsig Mauer, Halfling Thief Extraordinaire, Teller of Tall Tales, and Picker-Up of Discarded Wasp Names. So, yeah, Celsig is a Halfling rogue with a very high opinion of himself. Mixed results in the mixed bag in the results department, but he doesn't let that dampen his spirits.
No.
As long as he thinks he's going to get
Professional kill stealer as well.
Yeah, that has happened quite a bit.
I took out 2 trolls by myself.
Well,
combined.
define by myself.
They died after I stabbed them.
Yes, this is true.
There was a little bit of
Wounds
gravity
had
to
nothing to
begin
do
with,
with
I
it.
think, that came into play with some of this too. And speaking of gravity, someone who found himself subjected to it quite a bit in that last session, it is our good friend Mike, Screaming Joypad. Hello, sir. Welcome back. And
Hello.
of course, Mike plays with me as well in my Infinity and Beyond campaign as the Warforged TikTok. And he missed a big session last week where TikTok became a cook and a lot of other things. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, what?
Wait till you see the VOD.
Oh God, I need to watch this now.
What does that mean? But it was good times, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from him in that campaign. But who are you playing in this campaign, Mike /
So I am playing. Also, evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well this fine evening. I am playing Ura-Ash, the half-orc barbarian, who is, if you think of the D&D version of Wile E. Coyote, that's kind of what my character's turned into. Last time I decided to throw myself off of the third floor of a giant's tower. And missed everything on the way down apart from the main floor. So I kind of pancaked myself. And I probably have suffered more damage from self-inflicted wounds than actually enemy-based attacks. So let's see if we can continue that.
Oh, that sounds like a plan. I'm all in favor of it. This is a great plan. I'm proud to be a part of it.
I don't need to kill him at all. He'll do it himself eventually.
I am looking forward to seeing what Urash gets up to in this session. And last but certainly not least, our beloved Pyron Jade, who is down below and standing right above Player Not Available. That was provided for me by my viewer Jedi Knight. So, but these intrepid 3 adventurers are here. Pyron, welcome. And who are you playing in this adventure?
I'm playing Greta Goldenfire, who is a dwarven cleric with a slight affinity for setting things on fire, but that's all right because she only does it for a good cause. And she's here to just support this group and to further the life of the common people and to just be on a quest for her god and just make the world a better place with sun and fire.
Now, when you say slight affinity,
Yes.
I'm curious about your definition of slight, and I just wonder, how slight is slight? How,
Well, how
native,
on fire is on fire?
Yeah,
That's the real question.
native is not my English language. Me no understand.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, I cannot understand your strange words. Yeah. This is totally believable and completely bought by everybody.
I'm dead.
Well, I am
I'm totally
looking
dead.
forward to seeing more work from Greta. And actually, I need to look again, but we've been playing at this point, guys, D&D well over a year, I think, which I think is pretty cool, actually,
Wow.
that we've been able to do that. But yeah, we've played quite a bit, and these guys have come quite a long ways as time has gone on. So since it has been about 6 weeks, I want to say, since we last played for various reasons, we all need a refresher. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to summarize quickly. And I know, actually, no one has ever said this to me, but I always feel a little bad that we're leading off with a refresher thing. But the problem is, if I don't do that, everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?" Because we're all busy people. So. So I'm going to try to summarize as quickly as I can. These folks, after their original dealings, ended up going to... They were basically summoned from their own village to try to save another city, Nightstone, a town which was under attack by something, although it wasn't clear as to what. When they arrived, they discovered 2 strange things. First of all, the presence of goblins through many of the places, but secondly, a bunch of boulders and destroyed walls where all the buildings had been destroyed by something, presumably attacks from somewhere, but certainly not something which goblins could have provided. With a little bit of fortuitous planning, the party ended up going up to the Dripping Caves, tracking down tracks of villagers where they discovered most of the villagers hiding out. They had found really nobody in the original village except goblins, but they found most of the villagers in the Dripping Caves where they had been imprisoned by a goblin boss who was there. But thanks to some quick thinking and some negotiating skills and the careful use of chefs, sort of deploying chefs when necessary on the part of Greta. They were able to convince the goblin to let the villagers go, and in fact ended up convincing the goblins to help them deal with an attack that was going on against the village, because when they arrived back to Nightstone, they found, first of all, a few people that were there that were a little bit sketchy, most particularly Kella Darkhope, who was someone who had claimed to be there and was, I just happened to be here at the right time, and this is what happened. And then, as it turned out, other members, including Kolk and Alisander, ended up showing up, and it turned out that these guys were essentially people who were part of the Zentarim, kind of a mercenary group of people who had sort of was trying to get Nightstone to pay them protection money, more or less, except that while they were in the midst of this sort of attempted shakedown where you guys, Urash, Selsig, and Greta were going to deal with them, there was an attack by a group of orcs, so all had to band together in an epic battle which involved several characters who have currently moved on and are not here anymore, and which included Urash in a epic slow-mo face-off with the Orc Chieftain in the front there, and memorably involved Selsig Mauer charging down the hill, trying to lead his goblins, who then promptly flushed him out of cover where he was hiding. They managed to overcome the orcs and defeat them and gain the gratitude of the villagers, which was good because that was just in time for a floating castle to appear in the horizon. They discovered that the castle was run by a friendly, as it turns out, cloud giant whose name is Zephyros, who happens to really like small people, and you can actually see the tower in front of you, Chad, as you're looking. That is the Tower of Zephyros. Much amusement was had as people tried to climb from the first floor to the second floor, up to the Eyrie, back down to the second floor and the first floor. And at one point, there were people that were down below that sort of challenged them. There were attackers that came, and Urash tried to make his quick way down, which he did by plunging to almost certain death, although he managed to survive in the end. Once the attackers were driven off, Zephyros was able to continue on his way with the party. And the party, by the way, was tasked with going to another town from Nightstone to tell them that, tell this person who lives in Nightstone, the brother who lives in Nightstone, that his sister, who used to live in Nightstone, I'm sorry, the brother lives in Bryn Shander. The sister, who lived in Nightstone, was killed. And so they had asked to go to Bryn Shander, find the brother, and basically inform him that his sister has been killed, and to try to track down information on what has happened to the giants. Because as Zephyros has informed the party, there is some strange political intrigue going on up top among the giants. There have been giants attacking civilized places, attacking towns like Nightstone, doing stuff which giants typically don't do. You wouldn't necessarily want to meet a giant in a dark alley, but certainly giants don't spend much of their time running around and aggressively attacking other settlements, but they are doing so now, and it's unclear as to why. Zephyros thinks that it has something to do with some political power struggle with the family, something about a father giant, 3 daughter giants, and things like that. But in any case, there's something going on, and it's not clear as to what. And so Zephyros, after having fought off this attack, Zephyros' castle is now approaching the town of Bryn Shander, which I'm going to bring the players over to in just a minute. But I just want to ask first, before I do that, if the players have questions, or did that sort of sum up where we are?
That's about how I remember it, yeah.
Yes, I
and
have
thank
no
you
questions.
for leaving out the part where I dived in an ogre toilet.
Right. Right,
Yes,
exactly.
I forgot about that.
Exactly. And Giblix, I'm terrified. It sounds as complex as your typical Bold and the Beautiful. Had this politically incorrect relationship with a woman in a dark alley. Yes, and in that situation, it's Susan Lucci who plays the woman from. That's a General Hospital joke that none of you will know unless you watch soap operas in the 80s.
Not a clue.
So anyway,
I don't get that reference.
Let us get into things, and let me bring you guys over to a top-down view, since you're literally hovering above it at the moment, of Bryn Shander. So let me bring you over there. Bum, 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 bum. And there we go. So there is Bryn Shander, and as you can see, it's a fairly large town. There are a lot of different sections to it, and it's round. You can see that it's much, much larger than Nightstone was, obviously.
Wow, yeah.
And it's a good little outpost there.
How did they do that?
Yeah, it is actually built up right on the top. It's the largest of 10 settlements that are up here, and it is in the frigid height, by the way, frigid heart of Icewind Dale. You know that there are caravans which converge with traders from across Icewind Dale to swap goods and rumors here. And the town is situated atop a hill south of a big mountain, which Sephiroth points out to you as Kelvin's Cairn is the name of this landmark. So Bryn Shander has a commanding view of the surrounding tundra, and so any attacking force that wanted to get up here would have a tough job, because they basically got to climb the hill, get up to this wall, get through the wall, all the while guardsmen are, firing arrows down and doing all this other kind of stuff. I should say that although the walls are made of stone, most of the buildings on the inside are made of wood. So it's not like, it's not like the Fortress of Solitude, but it definitely is built to last. That's for sure. And as you guys approach, Zephyros turns to all of you, and I apologize, I do not have my echo thing with me since I am again on the road. But Zephyros turns to all of you, and he says, "Well, there it is down below. Where would you like me to put you? I could just toss you out here, if you like, and see where you land."
I nudge you, Rash, and go, "Sound good?"
Well, I've done it before.
You are crazy.
Can I lean into the other guys? So I don't remember who we're here to see. I know we've come to Bryn Shander to stop giants. I don't really remember who we're here to see.
The guy.
I took a blow to the head quite severely.
I'm sure Greta knows.
We are here to see the brother who is a guy, and his sister is dead. This is really something that happened. I lost most of my notes and my papers and even my character sheet, so I'm like really who am I? Who are these people?
It is all right, I am here to serve. The person that was killed was a woman named Semile Southwell. And Semile, like Semile, Semile, as in senile, but with an M. Semile Southwell, who was killed in the giant attack. And Semile had spoken often about her brother Markham. And the information that you found out from the village, from Nightstone, is that Markham is the sheriff of Bryn Shander. So you know that Markham is one of the higher law enforcement officials here, basically, in Bryn Shander.
I remember that.
Yes. So you relay this thing that you clearly remember to your party in
a Prince of Persia-esque remembrance.
Yeah, exactly. Cutscene, like Greta remembers. Okay. All right. So you've relayed that to them, and so Zephyros sort of looks at you beatifically and waits for your answers where you want to be put down.
Which time of the day is it?
Right now it is about 11 o'clock in the morning. And he says to you, now he's hovering pretty far above the city right now, and he says, just so you know, it strikes me that I don't know whether they're going to appreciate having a tower land in the middle of the city. It looks rather dense down there, and I might destroy some little people on the way. I wouldn't want to do that. Yep. Also, they might be frightened of flying towers. So perhaps outside the city would be better.
Sounds like a good idea.
Are the dwarves that we had the scrap with at the end of the last session still here, or have they buggered off with the dragon?
They have buggered off with the dragon. Yes, I forgot about that.
Suddenly, a tower descends with a dragon sat on the outside of it.
I forgot about that. Yes, that's quite
right.
It was a dwarf. That's correct. It was essentially a cult, is the way you viewed it. But they wanted Zephyros to join on board, and Zephyros told them basically to get bent, and they were not happy about it. But they did leave. So yes, they are no longer here.
Yep. Cool. The gates outside. Just outside.
There's been
somewhere.
A lot of giant-based misunderstandings lately. Yeah, we should probably avoid unnecessary complications.
Go ahead, Greta.
I would say let's land outside to the east. There seems to be a road leading to the east side of the city.
Yeah,
let's land somewhere there, because that looks like a nice small road, so maybe not that much traffic. And
it looks like the main road, doesn't it?
No, I think the there to the southwest that looks like the main road.
Oh, you mean to the east? Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so you mean like go via the east way?
Yeah. Also, if we just go maybe land a little bit towards the south, we might just land in front of the sun, so not that many people will see us land.
Just this big silhouette as they're getting as they're going over there.
I'm sure that'll go fine. I'm sure. No, we won't incite panic at all.
Yes.
I know, Urash. Do you want to fly down on one of his pets again?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Can I borrow wingdings? That's my question. Can I borrow wingdings?
That's really the question. What's up, Darth? How you doing? All right. So, you guys
said all right.
You guys are able to. So it sounds like the East Way is the consensus of the group that they would like to sit down
pretty
together.
much. Yeah.
Okay. So he says, "Excellent. I should be able to manage that, of course." And he moves the tower over fairly far. If you're actually looking right now at Roll20, as far over as you can get, basically. So he kind of parks at a good distance away, and then lands. He says, and then he holds out his hands because, of course, he's doing this from the Eyrie, the top floor where the place is commanded. And then he holds out his hands and he says, "Well, my friends, if you'd like to go down to the ground floor to depart."
Yes, please. I take all my stuff and yeah.
Unless, of course, you'd prefer to go down the faster route. I understand that that's something you little people seem to enjoy at times.
Oh, I have fully healed.
No. No.
Let's get this party off with. Let's get this party off with a bang, shall we?
So he, assuming that you do not actually attempt to leap down to the ground.
No, I'm not.
He takes you all and gently lowers you down, sinks all the way to the first floor, and he says, "Very well. I will try to withdraw to a relatively safe distance. Now, it is possible that I will be called away on some kind of business. I will try to return at moments when I can, but I cannot promise you that I will be in the sky when you look next. But when things seem at their darkest, look to the east, where the sun is rising." And then he waits and goes, "I love that line. It comes from one of my favorite books. But no, I don't actually mean that. I don't know when I'll be returning, but hopefully I'll be able to come back at some point. I do hope you will do the best you can to support not only the little people, but try to bring them together with my people. Not all the giants are evil, as we've learned after our sharing of breakfast together."
How can we find you or call you if we need to?
Well, I don't really know exactly. I suppose
You know how to whistle, right?
Right. I suppose if you were to shout really, really loudly, and then he thinks about it, he says, well, and he turns around and he rummages. There's a chest behind him on the ground. As you guys know, there's a few of these large chests that are around. So he opens one, a chest which is big enough that Celsic would have to pull himself up onto, like my son trying to get onto the sofa. My 1-year-old's like, so he says, "Let me see. It's not. Well, no, it's not this." And he tosses out behind him there looks like some kind of a huge blue cloak. And then what looks like a pair of clown shoes. You don't know if that's true, but there's that.
Just huge blue cloak, as in it would fit me, because
No.
I have nothing to protect me from the northern
cloak
frost.
as in it would fit him. Right,
okay.
So I mean, if you want a tent that would fit 5 of you, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. But no, it is not a cloak for you. He does that, unfortunately. He does that. He does the clown shoes thing. He puts some furry thing, hits the ground, and then scurries away from you. You're not really sure what it is. It's sort of indeterminate. And then he finds, yes, indeed. And he pulls forth this thing which looks like, he says, this whistle looks like a trombone. Okay, this whistle looks like a large horn, basically. But it's something, Urash, that you could probably carry strapped to your back. And he says, "If you ever run into difficulty, you need only blow this, and I will respond. Although I warn you, if I am at the other end of Faerun, I can't promise I'll get back here. I'm not that powerful, Also, you should be aware that this is, and he lowers his voice, a little bit loud. I mean, it might destroy a few buildings around you. Just a little bit, though. Not very bad. It's just loud. It's very,
Okay.
very loud. Yes. And that will hopefully make it possible for you to get in contact with me if you need me again."
Thank you very much, Sephiroth.
It has been my pleasure.
Don't go there, Mike. I'm
It's been
trying my
pleasure.
best. I
It's
really
my pleasure not to work for Zenova and not to be part of the Final Fantasy VII
hate you
canon,
all.
but my own canon, Zephyros. I am not an emo giant. He doesn't say any of that.
But he has to go now to his reunion.
But now I must, right, exactly. Now I must leave. And now I
My
must
mother
leave.
needs me.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a genuine question.
Okay.
Does he have, Zephyros, do you have any little people equipment that we could potentially take with us that could be useful? Undoubtedly, you've collected quite a lot of stuff in your time, studying the little people and working with them.
I have indeed, although I must say that most of the little people seem more desirous to run away from me and screaming than to actually give me anything, but I have discovered some things here and there. Let's see. I have, and he rummages back in that large chest. I have here, and he brings out a couple of extremely, on his palm, they look like, not quite like specks of dust, maybe a little bit bigger than that, but like very small. But you think they're actually maybe sling stones that he sort of drops to the ground. He says, and then I have, and he pulls out this thing, these pointed sticks, and they look to be like arrows of some kind. And he says, perhaps they will be of use to you, and he drops them on the ground with a clatter.
I take those.
Okay. And he says, let's see what else I have. And he kind of sorts through everything.
And
then
to
he
you, I
says-
give you the light of Elindo.
Exactly. And I do have, and he thinks about it, and he's like, I do have, and he pulls forth 3 cloaks. And they are not his size cloaks. They are brown cloaks of a certain kind. And he says, you can't go out there half naked like you, my friend. And he points at you, Urash. He says, even you with your strong constitution will not be able to survive for long in the heart of Icewind Dale. So I provide to you these cloaks. They will not give you any kind of magical bonus that I am aware of, but you will discover, I think, that you will be considerably warmer with these on than with them off. And he gives you one to you, Urash. Now, the thing is, these sort of are designed, it looks like, for human side. So for you, Urash, this is a little small. It's a little more like Superman cape, style. For Greta, this is a little big for you. If you could imagine, like, to go out of to be anachronistic for a moment, Darkwing Duck, okay? Like, that's kind of the Darkwing Duck cape size, you know what I'm
I
saying?
love Darkwing Duck.
He is the terror that quacks in the night. So that thing is a little bit longer, you know what I mean? And then Celsig. So for you, it's kind of like a Here Comes the Bride thing with the extra train on the back. Like, it's a little long. Yeah.
Here comes the...
Yeah, exactly. And so, yes, so you have this very, very, very long cloak, which is, so he says, I hope it will be of some use to you. Perhaps you'll find it useful in your desire to hide from things. And it is true, it would probably hide you. Also keep you from moving, but as well hide you. So yes. So he gives you those 3 things, and he says, now, my friends, it has been my great pleasure to get to know you. I appreciate very much that you did not run screaming from me, and we were able to come to some mutual understanding. I ask that you please save my people, and also, and he lowers his voice, and he says, I ask that you be on your guard. Jokes aside, these are dangerous times that we live in. I cannot speak for either your people or mine. Use caution. And then he leans back and he says, the next time we meet, omelets on me. And he sort of, as he continues to laugh, as he elevates out of the rooms, you just see like his feet, as he's elevating out of it. And then you feel the castle starting to rumble as if it's about to take off.
Okay. Let's get out.
Let's get down.
Yep, I'm out.
Okay, so you guys all get out and the castle, lifts up. And then you see at the very top, you see the 4 griffins, I believe they are, emerge from the top, and they all fly around, and then they swoop down. They basically like buzz each of you, and they swoop around. Seems playful, if anything.
I dive onto the ground face first.
Right. And then back up to the top where they disappear into the Eyrie. And then last you hear like this booming horn from it. Thank you again, my friends. Good luck to you, to you. May you be not overly seen, or heard.
Stealth.
Yeah, this is
Stealth.
probably in a 5-mile radius. Like you can hear this sound, right?
This is now like thunder
Yeah,
rather than anything
exactly.
else.
That's the title, Storm King's Thunder. So
Yeah.
and up he lifts, and then you see the tower at a very rapid rate actually disappear into the sky, and you guys are left on the east way.
Well then.
Cool. Right. Do my fur up because it's freezing cold.
And in answer to your question, Robin, I don't think we have, but that's a good idea. We should get one of those on here. On my own channel, I have lists of our party members, but I don't have that here on GOG, so I'm going to have to see if we can set one up so that we can see what everyone's character is. Very quickly, these folks are all level 5. Selsigmar is a halfling rogue, Urash is a half-orc barbarian, and Greta is a dwarven cleric. So those are the 3 that we've got here. And what this has to do with the GOG, GOG is Good Old Games. That's the channel that you're on, or at least it used to be called that. Now it's just called GOG. And all these 3 people are GOG streamers. And this, as well, is a Good Old Game, hence the connection. All right.
And also, we have many of the really old D&D games on GOG right now.
Correct.
Some of which of my favorite, like the old Dark Sun, things like that. Or if you want like easier accessible, you could try out El Qadim.
El Qadim.
Yeah, and I mean, I think every one of us has played some kind of D&D PC game before, right?
D&D games, man. D&D games.
D&D's where it's at. No, Giblix, it's not 85. It's 85 episodes of my show, but it's not 85 sessions, and they're only level 5. That would be
wow, we have
problematic, and that
taken
would
our
be my
sweet
fault.
time.
Yeah, that would be
super
my fault.
RP heavy.
Yeah, that would be...
He's a really old school dungeon master. We don't get that magic speed.
We have permadeath. It's Chris would love. Memories and 8-bit would love it. It's permadeath. It's rogue.
It's Iron Man mode. Yeah.
We've restarted 10 times at this point, so it's been awesome.
Yeah, I'm on my 7th generation orc right now.
This is the son of
Yeah.
Urash, son of Orash, son of Orash.
I am Urash 7, son of Urash 6. Naming conventions aren't great with orcs.
That's right.
And I'm a dwarf. I'm still alive.
That's right. So you guys are on the east way. Where do you want to go?
I presume towards the east gate.
Into the city.
What is the sort of disposition of your group? By which I mean, are you trying to stealth it up? Are you marching confidently? Or are you just sort of moving? normally?
I think stealth is out of the option right now.
So.
I'm marching confidently.
Okay.
We're travelers. We just happen to have jumped out of a ginormous floating castle with a giant saying goodbye to us and griffins in it. But we're just travelers.
Yeah, it should be just fine.
Right?
I'm
travelers, guys.
Around myself, so I imagine I look like roughly spherical at this point, just a cloak with a face peering out of it.
Pretty much. Yeah, you really do just sort of look like you're sort of like the Nazgul in Lord of the Rings, but like if the cloak were dragging on the ground. If the Nazgul were Jawas, that's basically what you look like essentially. So that's what we are. Okay. So
Is
to the east gate.
Is the ground snow covered or is it just freaking cold?
it is very cold. The ground is not currently snow covered, although the hill, as you look around it, because the road, as you guys can see, is set in between. Like the whole thing is on top of a hill, but there's also hills to your left, to your right, around you, and a lot of the hills are sort of spotted here and there with snow and frost. So it looks like there has been snow in the not too distant past, but nothing like no huge snowstorms or anything like that as of yet. But it is cold. Yes.
The north is never warm.
The north is never warm.
My character actually grew up in the northern wastes, so
that's true.
He's
So you're a
kind of
little bit
okay
familiar
with
it. You still would prefer the cloak that you have.
One of I was gonna say that's one of the reasons why I asked for a cloak, because he knew full well that he's going to freeze to death in minutes if he didn't have it.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Cool.
So on you go up the road. As you guys continue to proceed up the road, you notice a couple of odd things, which is, first of all, you notice that the road is very quiet. I mean, you would expect, this is a fairly sizable town, and you would expect there to be lots and lots of people going in and out and everything. This is a fairly main road, it looks like to you, but there's nobody really moving out it. And as you get closer to the gate, you can see that the gate is currently tight shut. These are a set of what looks like 15-foot high hinged wooden gates. And there are these two 30-foot tall cylindrical stone towers which are flanking the gate. and which are looking down upon you. And so the gates are actually closed. And as you are sort of making your way up, you see that there are several guards that are currently in front of the gate, and there are multiple guards you can see on top of the tower. And as you are getting closer, one of the guards in front says, "Stand! Move no further."
I stand and I say, "Good morning."
And they look at you and they say, "Were you in that tower that just came down a few minutes ago?"
No.
What
Yes.
tower?
Oh,
Damn
All right, so two of you say no.
no.
What do you mean no and yes?
well,
I was in the tower, they weren't.
She was.
yes.
You
but
were in
no.
the tower, and they look at you, Greta. And the one who has spoken is up front says, "Speak then. What were you doing there? What is your business? And who are these two?"
We're looking for Markham Southwall. And we're here on business to talk to him about his sister, Smile Southwall.
And they
Close-
sort of look
close
at you and
enough.
say, and the one in front says, "Just because you've done enough research to know who the sheriff of our town is doesn't mean we should trust you. I don't feel
I didn't-
inclined to trust people who land in towers in the first place. And what is that cloaked figure cowering behind you?" And as you guys look behind, you see what looks like just a heap of cloak. Like it just looks like cloak, basically.
I try and look up, overbalance, and fall backwards.
What?
And they just sort of he looks at you and waits, his arms folded.
Little help, please.
All right, I'll help him up.
I'm like a sorceress on my back.
Of you,
right
but
now.
I'm just pulling cloak at the moment. That's all I'm doing. I'm just like, where are your hands, man?
I'm going
just
spinning round in the cloak.
look, just put your hand up and I'll grab it. Okay, that's your foot. No.
So
I'm upside down.
So once you finally get them up, what the guard is like, "What is that?"
That's a Celtic.
That's the brains of the operation.
And he has his arms folded, and Urash and actually all three of you make a perception roll for me, please.
Absolutely.
Oh. Wait, how do I...
I love that. Make a perception roll.
How do I do that?
20.
Okay.
Taking that new +3 proficiency out for a roll.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
I see
Urash with the
everything.
20.
Ping.
And Greta, who seems to be more interested in her companions, like, "What are you doing?" So is paying no attention. But Selsig and Urash, you hear the distinctive
How
sound.
did you do that?
You hear the distinctive sound of what sounds like bowstrings being drawn taut.
Okay.
I
will.
know. Yeah, joking time's over. Be serious.
I
with them.
will actually hold my hands up so they know I'm not armed.
Oh. Oh,
I will
like
actually hold my hands up
this?
so they know I'm not
Oh,
armed.
that is interesting.
Uh,
Okay,
I just
so-
learned how this works.
Roll 20.
Greta's busy at the moment.
And also that
Oh
I have
yeah,
the-
cool.
Yeah,
You
and I have a
figured
different...
out the perception stuff.
Yeah, I also have a different modifier. I have a +3 modifier apparently. So yeah, I
Okay,
had
cool.
a little bit better, but I still was not.
Yeah.
And,
On
yeah.
Roll20, if you hover your mouse over any of the names like Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, or any of those skills and click it, it will make that specific roll for you.
That is very cool. I will from
Yeah.
now on do that.
So then it telegraphs that roll as well. Like in your attacks and spellcasting, if you just click the item that you're going to attack with, that should make either, I believe that's the damage roll or the hit roll. I can't quite remember which one that is.
It does the hit
Um,
roll, and then you can click the roll in the roll window on the right here, and it will roll the damage for you if it hit.
What the cloak said. There you go.
very, very useful.
Yeah, so yeah.
And that is true. It
literally,
really
yeah.
is. Like Celtic,
So
as
I'm
someone
looking-
said, Celtic holding up the cloak, his hands is just holding up bits of cloak, right? Like it's just
I'm looking at both of them in confusion.
right.
Okay, we're here to see Mark and Southwall.
We come in
There's-
peace. We come in peace.
And so
They
the
don't
guard who
speak-
speaks says, "If you come in
What
peace, then
is
lay down your
going on?
weapons."
All right, I'll give him my
Get-
axe.
Can I get
There
a
you go.
receipt?
I'm just dropping all my stuff.
All right, listen, we don't mean you any harm. We know we came here under slightly suspicious circumstances, and it's a little crazy to try and explain why, but we were in a town called Nightshade. Samile Southwell was there. The
Nightshade?
town was attacked.
You mean
The
Nightstone? What is this phantom
yeah,
village?
Nightstone.
Nightshade? He comes from a poison village. They look at each other like.
Nightstone.
Okay.
I've had a lot of head injuries. Okay.
Okay.
Plus, you were an orc to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Constantly. Yeah, intelligence of -1. Intelligence of 8. Sorry. Yeah, we're just here. We're here to deliver some unfortunately grave news to the sheriff.
And he sort of looks down and he says, "And do you?" He's looking now at you, Greta. "Do you agree with your companions on this one, or do you have another tale to differ from them?"
I brandish my holy symbol. I am a cleric of Faltus. May his light guide us all. And I am here to seek out Markham Southwall to tell him what happened to his sister who lived in Nightstone. We came from there.
I hope they like him here.
And and they sort of look at you. I don't know. These are difficult times. First, flying towers, and secondly... Wait, did you come here using the flying tower? Are you magicians? Are you in league with the giants?
I just told you who I am. We came with the flying tower. The flying tower is gone. Everything is all right.
Well, where is it gone? Who's running it?
Running?
Yes. It just went by itself? You have a sentient tower?
Who's got the highest charisma?
Do you have a lot of fantasy?
Now, I'll try.
Okay, so we could potentially, out of character a second, guys, we could potentially try and tell him the truth, but I don't think he's going to believe us, so we're going to have to persuade him that is the absolute
Well, apparently he
truth.
knows about towers and giants.
No, he knows about giants. In this setting, I don't think that's going to be very good for us, because if you remember, the last people who knew about giants was the dragon and the group of dwarves that tried to kill us.
We could try the bigger picture truth instead of the specific truth.
Truth is always the best thing.
I'm down with that.
Truth is always best. Truth is best. I'm totally in favor
I'm not
of
a good
truth.
liar, okay? I'm not a good liar.
The light shall burn, shall make us clean, and the truth shall be shown.
Okay.
And he sort of...
So go for it, Celtic.
So we're just kind of like conferring.
Okay.
Yeah, so we push the cloak forward.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So he looks at you, Celsig. And right now he's still looking at Cloak. Do you want to throw your hood back? Or like...
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely throw my hood back.
And they're all sort of startled, like they look at each other like they weren't 100% sure anything was behind the cloak. They're like, oh.
Okay.
Right.
Right, lads. This might sound a bit far-fetched. We're here to stop an evil elemental demon prince thing instigating a giant war to overthrow the lands and establish a new rule with the quote-unquote lesser races as their slaves.
Oh, the
Take
Prince
us
of
to your
Evil Air,
leader!
yeah.
So he kind of looks down at you and wrinkles his brow, and then he looks and he says, "You what?" And
Told you it was going to be weird.
and the one of them behind you is like sort of, doesn't and the guard kind of like looks suspiciously around him, and then everyone's like like quiet, like not doing anything. And
I put my hand up and go, right,
Yeah.
I see you doubting me. Would anybody make this up and expect them to believe him?
and the guard looks down at you and says, "I don't know, but I don't know that anyone would wear that cloak either." And they see you just like...
They didn't have
surrounded
anything
by
in my
cloaks.
size.
So he says, "This is nonsense. Take this bunch of liars." And then you hear a quiet voice from the top of the gate, and it says, "Hold for a moment, Radek." And you all look up to see a figure standing on the top of the tower, rather dramatically, I guess you would say, dressed not in a cloak, but just in a simple kind of leather armor with a sword at her belt. And you see her standing and looking down upon you. And she says, "All three of you, you're here to see the sheriff?"
Yes.
Yes.
And she says, "And what news do you have for him?" I am
Grave
Algric...
news about
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
grave news about his sister, but they're for him personally.
And she narrows her eyes. "I see. My name is Algric Brighthelm. I am the deputy sheriff here. If I allow you into this town, how can I be sure you will not do what you can to send it to those on the outside? Our city has come under attack."
What?
Well, we've got something in common then. We've been attacked a shitload.
What assurance are
We're
you
n-
looking for? You've already taken our weapons.
No, that's lying around us, I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
they are.
well, my axe is on the floor. I have no
Right.
problem. But if your town is under attack, then surely you could use an extra axe, an extra bow, an extra spell in order to help defend it. We're not here to cause trouble. We're here
We've
to deliver
saved
news
towns
and gather.
already.
Yeah, we're here to deliver news and gather information on our grander quest, which is a noble one, I assure you.
Okay, make a do me a favor and make a persuasion check for me.
Oh
please.
shit!
Um,
I'm not even sure how this is gonna go. Oh, better than I thought.
7.
Hey, it's more than 10.
I will allow the other two. I'll allow Celsig and Greta to also make excuse me, to also make persuasion checks though for me.
I've actually got
as
a worse
well.
modifier.
And I should also point out, by the way, before you make the rolls, hold on, before you make the rolls, you can keep that if you want. Before you make the rolls, remember to those of you in GOG chat, excuse me as I try to clear my throat, that if you are an Arvanaut, if you follow me on my channel, we do have the ability to inspire players in my D&D campaigns. So if you wish to inspire the players, and you are over there, basically what it means is that you have to support the Patreon over my channel at a certain level. But if you're doing so, you get a couple of inspirations you can use a month. So if you are one of those people or would like to be one of those people, you can inspire one of these players. Simply say inspire Celsig, inspire Urash, inspire Greta, whoever it is. That will give them inspiration, which they can then use to make a roll at advantage. They don't stack, so you can't get like 5 inspirations or a bank of inspirations. They're either inspired or they're not. But once they are uninspired, they could theoretically be inspired again. So I'm just letting you guys know about that. Now, with that said, we've got was that a 16 that I just saw, I believe?
Yes, that was Celtic.
Okay,
With a
16.
-1 modifier, so that
Yeah,
was
mine
impressive.
was amazing. Oh wow, mine's not the worst score anymore.
And Greta with a 3. So Greta is clearly still too interested in sort of like how things work around. Wow, look at this! Like it's not really.
I just can't believe that they are not believing me.
Yeah.
You
Greta's
know?
just like,
because
wait,
I personally know
what are we
that I'm
talking about?
I know that I'm totally lawful good. I'm just pissed off that they're not believing me.
Exactly. And no, Giblix, you cannot inspire the demon. It doesn't work that way. The demon is already plenty inspired.
No.
Trust me.
No, Giblix, stop it.
So yeah. But yes, as they sort of listen to what you have to say, the one looks down at you, Celsig, and says, and sorry, Aubrek, I should say, who's at the top of the tower, and she says, "And you, in the cloak," clearly referring to the person who has the most cloak
In
to
the
provide.
cloak.
You in the cloak. You were the one before who talked about the truth and elemental princes and things of this kind. Yes.
Yes.
And
That's our larger quest.
And she looks down at you and she says, "If the life of your friends were in my hands," and she nods, and you hear this tightening of bowstrings, and now you see that there are at least 3 arrows trained at Urash and 3 arrows trained at Greta's head. And she says, "If I were to do this, would you tell me the same story? Would it be true?"
Killing them won't change it.
And she sort of looks at you and then nods, and the guards all at once lower their bows. And she says, "Very well. I will allow you into the city. You will be under guard. I will take charge of these people personally. When you enter the city, be aware. Your weapons will be kept with us in our barracks, in safekeeping. Be aware that the villagers the townspeople, are in no condition to be able to welcome outsiders. You will probably not receive a warm welcome here, at least not until the circumstances are dealt with on the outside. I will take you directly to Markham, but I must warn you that he is busy these days, the arranging of figuring out how to keep the peace when there is a military campaign going on is none too easy. If you agree to these terms, I will allow you inside. If not, you must go back the way you came."
We have no choice but to agree because we must see Markham. We agree to your terms.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, so she nods, and the guards down below gather up your weapons, and then you hear this, and then this, and the gates open, And you can see that as you pass through them, that on the inside, first of all, there are more guards on the inside, and it's like an inner level, that are looking, sort of peering at you over the battlements or the parapets, which are below the level of the gate. So, this is like, especially Urash, you would know that this strikes you as way beyond normal combat preparations. Like that, this is a town which got to be the way it was because of trade. There's no way that trade is happening when you've got people looking like they're ready to kill anything that moves. And so they're moving in like this, and as the gate closes behind you, you see there's this massive wooden bar that they descend over from the inside to be able to hold it. And so they obviously mean business. You're met now, by the way, by Augric Brighthelm, who is now down on the ground level.
If I may ask,
burns. It's all wood. It all burns.
So you're going to be taking all of our weapons and storing them in the barracks, correct?
Yes. In fact, that's already been done.
Where is the barracks?
And she looks over.
I care for my axe. I want to know where she is.
I want to know where my axe is at all times. And she says, it'll be kept over by the armory. And I will show you, she points out on her map, let's say. What's up, X5? Oh, where am I RPing from now? I'm not in Boston. I am still out in the Pacific Northwest, but I'm RPing from an island off the coast of Washington State at a friend's house, actually.
They found him, so now he has to flee.
I have to be on the move. This will only last for a while before this internet connection goes down. Okay, so you guys right now, if you take a look at the map, you guys are right here. Yep. And where they claim the barracks is right here. Sort of centrally located, apparently. No, that's fine, X5, no problem. So that's where they're going to be kept. And in fact, the guards that are carrying these weapons have already disappeared. And the guards up top resume their, gaze outwards. And now it is just you and Augric Brighthelm. And she says, very well. If you wish to see Markham, then you can come with me.
Lead the way.
Okay. And so...
Can I ask, whilst we're walking, what troubles are currently befalling the town? That seems like a lot of guards for a trade route.
And she says, indeed it is. In fact, this is a very unusual time for us. And as you walk around, you notice that this is a large, as you can see, city. Lots of buildings, very little noise, and no movement on the streets. It's as if the whole place is deserted or all waiting inside. And indeed, you can see that a lot of the windows are barred and shuttered. The buildings are locked up tight. There are no children playing in the streets. No animals roam. No sounds that you would normally associate with it. It's very eerie. And Augrek says, this is a town that has seen better days, but until we are clear of what threatens us, this is the way we must be.
This is a very peculiar town, isn't it? I mean, did you build the wall and then the town just filled it out? Or did the town start to grow and you just said, no, now we're going to put the wall around here and growing stops?
The wall was built in this particular way after the village was built. It started out as a small one and then grew and grew, until it became clear to everyone that it was going to attract the attention. Raiders from the north, sometimes trolls or other creatures of evil from the east and south. And we decided that rather than try to live and huddle in our homes, we would make something for ourselves. And so we engaged in building this wall. It took more than 10 years for it to be completely constructed. But when it was done, we knew we had one of the strongest settlements that existed in the Sword Coast, let alone in Icewind Dale. There is no settlement that is safer than this one. And she sort of smiles. She seems kind of like pride would be the way that you would describe it.
So
it's a fine town.
This is the safest settlement, and still you're afraid of 3 travelers. What is going on?
And she says, she kind of looks at you with her eyes narrowed. Then she says, I don't know that it is for me to say. These are difficult times, and I have been instructed not to give out extra information when I do not need to.
Okay.
And she continues along as you guys go. You're able to see, more or less, you trace. Let me see if I can put the line in here. Freehand it. So you go from here and kind of go around this way. So you're sort of winding through the streets, but towards the center. But you notice that there are a couple of times where she makes what looks like diversions in the route. Like if you were GPSing it, you would go like this way or something. But she goes around certain places. You notice that certain streets are blocked off. And as you get closer to the center of the town, you can smell the very distinctive smell of sulfur and fire. And some of the streets, you can see some kind of flickering light. Sorry, guys. Beg your pardon. There we go. Sorry, I forgot I had my Roll20 minimized. Sorry, chat. Beg your pardon. And I was like, what?
We just have a stone wall. That's
stone
it.
Wall.
Just make it up in your head. So I'll take a nice deep breath of cold and sulfur and ash. It's like, I like this place already. It reminds me of my home. But what are the fires for? Other than to keep warm. There seems to be quite a lot of them.
And she says, these are the ones that remain. We have almost finished putting them out after the last attack.
Does the Church of Foltos have a building here?
And she nods and says, indeed. Also churches of Lathander and many others. Helm also occupies its attention here.
My attention is immediately called like, you have a Church of Helm?
And she looks over and she praises you. Are you an adherent of Helm?
I am indeed. I follow his doctrine to the very day.
As you should. Most of us here are adherents to Helm. It is only through his strength that we have survived this long upon this town. And she kind of, looks at you sort of with a maybe newfound respect might be the way to sort of talk about it. So she's able to, sort of look you up and down and nod at you. Then as she continues, she says, but the truth is that most of these fires are ones that have had a devastating effect. It is then the decision of the speaker of Bryn Shanter to close off much of the roads here. The people are frightened enough. If they saw some of the destruction, and then she just sort of trails off and shakes her head.
I nudge Greta and go, bet you feel bad about making that fire joke now.
You just don't understand Foltos light, that's all.
So
I don't think they will either. Don't get any ideas.
They also don't get this. As she's continuing to move you sort of through the streets, she finally... Where did I leave off? Here. Okay, there was the alternative. She finally leads you back down and over to about here. And at this point, she stops and she says, all right, we have arrived at the place that you must go to. This, I believe, is where you'll find Markham, and it is also where you'll find the town speaker. Her name is Duvessa Shane, and she is the leader of our place.
Duvessa Shane?
Duvessa Shane. And this is, now she calls it, she says this is the speaker's palace, but to be honest, you've stayed in taverns that would qualify as more of a palace than this is a palace. However, there is one big difference about this building, and that is that it is fashioned out of cut stone with a pitched slate roof. So compared to the other wooden buildings, and as I said, everything else you've seen here has been wood, this thing does stand out. I mean, it looks as palace-y as you're going to get, even though it's hardly some impressive structure. However, Greta, you do notice that this is not your normal stone. This is worked stone, and even though you're not an expert in this particular area, you would bet any amount of gold that this is stone that was carved or manufactured or something by dwarves. You can tell by the way that the stone fits each other. None of this rough, human construction, which you always use loosely, stuff like that. This is good dwarven work, and it seems similar to you to some of the buildings that you remember from your own home.
Okay, I will keep that information to myself for the time being.
So Augrek Brighthelm sort of nods and gestures at the front door, which is flanked by two guards. And she says, the two guards look at her and she says, these three have come to see Markham. I've brought them for him and for Duvessa. and they sort of nod, and they open the doors, and the doors opened inward, and you are ushered into a rather nice looking, actually, stone interior. And at the back of this stone hall, you actually can see behind a simple wooden desk a human figure who's writing on some paper in that desk, on that desk. And then next to the person is someone leaning over with his hands on the table, who has a sword at his belt. The one behind the table does not. She seems to be unarmed and unarmored. But the one standing next to her with his hands on the desk clearly is not that way.
I'm gonna nudge one of the other two to kind of make conversation. Otherwise, any dire news coming from a half orc is going to sound really bad.
I think
So-
I do think
I
Greta
have
should be aware of
bad news.
So
I'm not much better than more subtle.
I was just distracted for a moment, so I'll just address the three people in general. What they look like. You're Markham Southwall.
And they're sort of like, a little bit startled, and they look up both at the same time, and you can see that the one standing next to him has not only a sword at his belt, but on the other side he has a ring of keys that hang at his belt, and sort of dark hair. He looks to be a middle-aged man with sort of pepper gray beard and mustache, and as he looks up at you with his surprise, his deep brown eyes sort of widen a little bit. Next to him, the person who is indeed a woman, she stands up. She's not particularly tall, but she's a human, but she's not particularly tall for a human. She's definitely shorter than the person next to her. And she puts a hand up and says, "Before you speak to Markham, it's important first that you speak to me. Augrek, what is the meaning of this?" And Augrek bows and says, "First speaker, these are 3 adventurers who have come to find Markham. They say that they have news of his sister. I let them in on my responsibility. I felt that they did not pose a threat, and indeed might be of some benefit to us." And so Devessa kind of nods thoughtfully, and she says, "Is this true?" She says that to all of you 3.
I would not call myself an adventurer, but yes, we come from Nightstone, and we would like to talk to Malcolm on private business.
And she says, "Unfortunately, there is no private business from the first speaker. Given the circumstances under which we are, there is no time for people to be trading secrets with each other. Therefore, I must ask that you speak in front of me if..." And she's about to go on, and then Augrek says, "First speaker, if I may. I don't know exactly what's involved, but it may be information of a rather personal nature." And she kind of emphasizes personal. And Duvessa looks at her and then looks over at Markham, who sort of, has said nothing as of yet. And then she says, "Well, Markham, do you want us to leave?" And Markham looks back and says, I don't know. Maybe it would be best, first speaker. I'm sure it won't take long." And so Duvessa nods and says, "Very well. Aubrek, you and I will wait right outside the door. Just long enough for this news to be conveyed, and then I have questions for these adventurers myself." And she nods, and then she departs. There's one guard in the inside door. The 2 of the Aubrek and Duvessa leave out the back door, and then the guard closes the door behind them, but the guard remains. And Markham stands behind the desk, looking at you and says, "Well, you've got me. What can I do for you?"
I nudge Greta.
Yep, I nudge Greta too.
Yeah, this. I feel this is a close job. Markham, we're traveling from Nightstone with grave news concerning your sister's smile.
And he stops, and he sort of he says, "My sister? Well, what has happened?" And then he stops and he says, "Wait, has something happened to her?"
It might be best if you sit down.
And he kind of steadies himself on the chair, and he says, "I have spent too much of my life sitting down. The time has come for me to stand up. Give me your news, I can take it."
Nightstone was attacked by Titans and your sister died in the attack.
And he sort of stops and he grabs, he grips the back of the chair, and then he puts a hand and runs it through his beard, and then he turns around and he walks away, and then rather suddenly he comes back and takes a fist and just, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to break my computer, slams the thing down, just slams it on top. Here, now I'm going to bother everyone in the house. Like this loud, right, this booming sound, papers shift, and just one single hit. And he sort of shakes his head and says nothing. But you can see, like, as Urash, as you're sort of watching and you see him kind of draw his fist back up, you see what might be like little splinters or cracks. Like, this was quite a hit. Like, he really hit the desk. And he says, "How did it happen?"
We don't know any details. We arrived at Nightstone after the attack. The town was apparently attacked by Titans who threw big boulders at the town.
And
we were not privy to details about her injuries. The mayor of the town asked us to deliver this message to you, and so we came.
And he shakes his head and he says, Samael, I knew it would come to this eventually. She had no other family to speak of, but I tried to convince her to come here. Here we have walls, we have soldiers, we have people that could protect her. What did Nightstone have but a pathetic..." And then he just kind of shakes his head again and turns away. And you can see he's just sort of looking off into the distance, and then he says over his shoulder, "I appreciate you bringing this to me, but..."
I'm very sorry we came with this news.
And he nods and he says, "As am I." And then he looks back at you and he says, "Duvessa's going to come in there in a minute. And the question is, what are you going to do about it?"
About Duvessa?
No.
What?
What are you going to do about this situation? Are you going to let more people die? Or will you help us in the fight against these animals?
We don't even know what
animals?
the situation is, and we were just bringing you a message. How are we being drawn into whatever?
And he says, if you made it here, all the way from if you made it here all the way from Nightstone, it means that you've got some level of courage. Either you did it magically, or you walked it. However it was, this is not an easy trip to make. I know, I've done it. For you to do it, just the three of you, dressed as you are, and he sort of, like, his eyes flicker over you, Selsig, for a minute, and, like, then, like, Urash with his slightly, like, Fisher-Price, my first cape, like type of thing.
Doesn't quite fit across the chest.
You're right, it's a little tight,
long,
like, not quite, and all that, and he says, if you were able to do that, then it says to me that you've got a certain measure of courage, and we need all the people we can get. And he's about to say more, and then you hear the door open, and in walks Duvessa. And Duvessa walks in rather briskly, and she says, "That'll be enough there, Markham. I believe, still have control over this city." And he sort of nods. And she as she walks sort of up behind her desk again, and Ogberk sort of takes her position behind you guys, standing by the door. And Duvessa goes around and says, "Well, has the news been conveyed?" And Markham I'm sorry, go ahead, Greta, beg your pardon.
Yes, they have been conveyed. Are we allowed to leave now?
And Markham sort of looks down at her, and she says, she kind of looks up, almost maybe an unspoken question in her gaze, and then she says, "Before you do, I have some questions for you. I want to know, first of all, how it is that you got here. This is not an easy trip to make."
Okay, if I can just interject really quickly, what we're about to tell you is going to sound a bit crazy.
I'm not even sure that is her business. They're treating us like prisoners, like slaves here, like we're being like drafted forcefully into their army, and I don't like it.
Can I just lean in? Can I just lean into Greta for 1 second?
Sure.
They're a they're a town under siege. They're terrified, and I don't think they really understand what's attacking them. If
No,
we
they
can
don't.
be honest with it,
We are three
No.
people.
That's true. But we also don't want to be 3 prisoners. I say we
Apparently
play
we
the.
are.
That
Already.
goblin army back in Nightstone. We can't pull another one out of our pants.
And so you guys are all sort of sitting there, kind of murmuring to each other. And Duvessa says, I see there is some hesitation on your part. Perfectly understandable. I think it's the kind of thing would be my difficulty if I found myself in your position. And she thinks for a minute and she says, let's have it like this. I think, and my suspicion is that Markham agrees, that if you were able to make it here, it means that you have some talents. We could use them now. The reality is that as much as I have faith in the people who protect us, and the way she says faith is kind of like faith, like I'm reading off a teleprompter, faith in the people that protect us, the reality is that we have already taken terrible losses. If we sustain another attack, like the one that we recently managed to defeat, I don't think we'll survive it. We are in desperate need of help.
Who is attacking you?
And she nods at the guard behind you. She sort of nods, and as you guys look around, you see the guard bow and then exit and close the door. So it's now just you and Markham and Duvessa and Ogbrecht in the room. And she says, and she unfolds this scroll that's on the table.
Here we go again.
And she points down, and on the table you can see basically this map that you guys are looking at, this picture. But in the middle of that map, you see what look like these large red X's that are positioned at different spots within the map. In fact, let me...
Celtic immediately has his telescopic shovel.
This way, no. Okay, so here...
Like, oh, I've got a couple of maps like that.
Here.
I've sold a few maps like that.
Or Ash just takes a map like that out of his pocket. He's like, you son of a...
That's funny. Okay, so you see
okay,
these...
I paid in apples, it's fine.
You see these red X's, and Duvessa points at all of them, and she says, I know that you've never... Have any of you ever been to Bryn Shander before, strangers?
Nope.
No.
First time visiting.
And she says, I pray that it will
That's
not be
great.
I pray that it will not be your last. Each of these spots that you see, and she points to each of them, are places where attacks have come. The first word that we had of it was several weeks ago. A massive boulder crushed one of the buildings in our town half to dust. That was followed up by several others. In each case, there was a string of them, a whole group that arrived in one spot. First, a set of boulders over here. Then, several days later, another string of boulders over here. Then, several days after that, a string of boulders over here, and so on. In all of that time, none of my guards, none of the lookouts were able to see anything from where they were. Whatever was attacking us was coming from either far above or from far away, but we were completely incapable of fighting it or fighting back. The people now are terrified. They cannot leave their homes. Some of them would flee if they were not afraid they would be destroyed by a boulder the minute they left. And the only clue that we have is that on occasion with some of these attacks we hear in the distance an unearthly howling. And Markham puts in, it's like the howling of the dead, it is. The sound that something makes over a grave. And he turns away for a minute, and Duvessa kind of gives him this odd look, like, what is that about? And then goes back to the map, and she says, yes, there is this unearthly howling in each of these cases. But the point here is that each of these buildings, each of these spots, hosted one of our most prominent citizens, or a prominent defender of the town. In other words, we believe these are targeted attacks. Someone is trying to eliminate us from the outside, one boulder at a time.
Okay, now I think we should tell them everything.
We should probably.
You know-
I think they'll believe us now more.
We told you that we came from Nightstone,
Yes.
and Nightstone has suffered a similar attack. Being much smaller than Bryn Shander, it was very devastating for the town.
I can imagine. And she says, wasn't your sister, and she looks over at Markham, and then her eyes sort of, and she kind of like the light bulb goes off, and she goes, oh, I see. And Markham kind of doesn't respond, just sort of stiff upper lip. And she says, indeed. Do you wish me to continue with the briefing, Markham? And Markham says, I'll manage. I'll manage, First Speaker, thank you. So you came from Nightstone, you say?
Yes.
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 And
do you know what it was that made these attacks?
yes,
We do, yeah.
Investigating. Okay.
we were informed that among the Titans there is a war going on, and this might just be consequences from this war. As we don't know what the Titans are actually thinking or what they are planning, we cannot speculate on why they would want to kill prominent citizens of your town, but we can be pretty sure that's them. They have flying castles, and they are really tall, and they can drop huge rocks.
The King of the Giants is missing, and this leads some giants to feel that it's playtime and Dawn of the Giants and, eminent domain. They can do what they like, and the little people can all get crushed with rocks as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, or be ruled by
They're not all
Titans,
bad,
right?
however. They're not all bad, and you will hear reports from your men outside that a large floating castle was nearby around the same time we started getting information from your city, and this giant has helped us in the past, and actually now protects Nightstone as we speak.
Yeah, as it is in a war, there are several opposing parties. Naturally, otherwise you wouldn't have a war. And so there is a Titan who is on, as he says, the little people's side, and he's also the one who brought us here to Bryn Shander. You can recognize his castle by having a huge wizard head.
So you know it's magical.
And then they stop, and Devesta says, a huge what?
Like a knight head in purple with stars on it.
A wizard hat? An actual hat?
Yes, he's a bit eccentric.
We guess he is eccentric, as we have not had contact with the other Titans. That might just be the normal behavior. We don't know.
Yeah, we do. I've never met a giant before we met Zephyros. So yeah, that could be normal giant behavior. But needless to say, sticking a giant wizard's hat on top of your flying castle seemed a little bit out there for me.
So Devesta,
I liked it.
Well, but he went back to Nightstone now to protect Nightstone, and we are pretty sure that one of the other Titans who's not as positive about the little people is called the Lord of Bad Air. Was that his name?
I believe
Yes,
that was
Close. It's
Lord of
close.
Evil Air, wasn't it? Actually.
Yeah.
I think it's the Lord
God
of Evil Air.
farts.
Yeah.
Foul Air? What?
Something like that. Yeah. The Lord
I'm
of
not
Evil
good
Air.
with. I'm so bad with names.
It was the Lord of Evil Air, and the person who was fighting them was Cloud Strife. He had a really big sword, and just kidding. I'm just joking. No, it is the Lord of Evil Air was what you did, and Duvessa kind of sits down heavily in her chair, and she says, "Wait a minute. So, there's a battle of giants. The king of the
Titans.
giants
Is it Titans?
No, it's giants.
Giants.
It's giants? Okay.
Yeah, it's giants. There's a battle of giants. The king of the giants is allegedly missing. You were brought here by an eccentric giant who flies a tower with a wizard hat, and you met a group of people that want to serve the Lord of Evil Air. Do I have this right?"
Every word of it.
Yes. Yep.
You seem to be a bit nitpicking there, but
Told-
yes.
I did say before we started that some of this was going to sound crazy.
And she looks up at Markham and she says, "You were correct." And Markham says, "First Speaker, the truth is, I'm inclined to believe them." And Duvess is like, "You what?" "We can't have any other explanation. I mean, the boulders are coming from somewhere. They're not materializing there. We don't see any wizards. Nothing else could do it from a distance. There's no dragons or they'd be on top of us by now. Besides, I hear there's other places dealing with dragons right now in the Sword Coast. Well, that's another problem entirely. But as far as giants are concerned, well, we have had trouble with them.
Bin. That was his name. Sorry.
Yancy Bin.
Yancy Bin. I've just found my notes.
Right. Yancy Bin. He says, yes. We've heard of the Lord of Evil Air, but that's just some cult, nothing serious. But in any case, maybe it's more serious now. And he says, so the truth is, First Speaker, we don't have any good explanations. Maybe a bad one is the best one that we've got. And so she kind of leans back, steeples her fingers, and looks up at you. And she says, Albrecht, what do you think? And Albrecht says, well, First Speaker, I saw the way that they behaved themselves at the gate. They didn't look like people who were interested in telling falsehoods, at least, well, not dangerous ones. And she kind of, her eyes flicker to you briefly, Selsig, and then back. And she says, they looked like people who, if they wanted to do damage to us, could have done so already. My best guess is they're telling the truth. And so Duvessa looks back up at you and says, if that's true, then I think the only thing we can do is, at which point, you hear this massive, the entire building that you're in shakes. And I need all of you guys at this point to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. No, I'm sorry. Not con. Dexterity saving throw, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Even better. 18?
Yep.
Oh, that wasn't a saving throw. Sorry, that was a saving throw.
Literally my best saving throw.
13.
Okay.
Can I go with the 19 instead? It's the same modifier.
Okay.
I just clicked on dexterity. Did this work?
You rolled a 0.
So you rolled a 1?
Yeah, so you will have rolled a 1 and it will have taken 1 away.
So, right. So Selsig and Urash have no problem staying at their feet. Greta, so you are, so this happens and you're like, "Wah!" Like you basically you stumble back and forth, your foot catches on the table and whablam, like you fall backwards and hit your head hard. You take a point of damage.
Any opportunity for me to try and catch her because we were stood right next to each other?
No, you were too busy trying to catch yourself.
Okay.
I'm a dwarving bowling ball.
Yeah, pretty much. You're gonna take only a point of damage, Greta, but you are gonna take a point because you hit the ground very hard.
Should have wrapped yourself up in a cape.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you were in the mist of fabric, this would be no problem. And she kind of you're not the only one, by the way. Duvessa sort of is holding, and the desk kind of rattles, and Duvessa says, "What in the hells was that?" And Markham says, "First Speaker, you stay here. Albrecht, you're with me." And sort of runs out of the room. Again, as they open the door, another smashing boom. And a guard runs in up the top and says, as the door is open, runs up and says,
"You cannot catch the damn stones. There's nothing you can do."
First Speaker, the town's under attack. And Duvessa...
We're going to need our weapons if we're going to help out.
And Duvessa rises and is like, all right, it appears the attacks have happened again. If you're telling the truth, we're going to find out about it. Bring them their weapons. Do whatever we can. And
I don't need my weapons. I need a healing kit if they're dropping stones.
And she says, well, I can't bring you everywhere at once. And Markham says, you, First Speaker, can't bring him anywhere at all. We need to get you to safety. Look, I'll take charge of them. Albrecht, you bring them up. Get them to the barracks and get their weapons back. See if one of them there has an extra healing kit. And Albrecht nods and says, where are you going to be? And Markham looks back and his eyes are glittering as he's leaving the door with the First Speaker next to him. And he says, me? I'm going to be settling a score with those bastards. And then he's out the door and he's down the hallway. And now you hear screaming. There's confusion outside. And also you hear in the distance this unearthly howling as if of wolves. So
Fleos is back!
Let's get some... Yeah, exactly. Fleos has returned! Yes. Okay, let's get some music here, first of all. I'm not going to put you guys in initiative yet.
Yet.
Good! I don't have an axe!
Yet.
I lost my paper
Yet.
with my spells, but I'm gonna. Here it is.
Do you know what? I'd probably just make it up. Just make up your spells. I'm sure I will let you. Okay, so I will run outside and see what the commotion is. That, and I don't want to be in a building that could potentially be crushed.
I'd like to see something that's about to drop on my head, or at least have the best chance of it.
I have a better saving throw if I can see the shadow coming.
Before I do that, can you guys hear any music?
It's very loud.
Okay, it's very loud. I just turned it down. I'm not, for some reason, sorry about that. I'm not, for some reason, I'm not getting this music in Roll20, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not hearing it. I'd like to hear it.
We can hear it. It's lovely.
It sounds really good, yeah.
Yeah, you're missing
it's a shame
out, man.
You're missing this.
God damn it. Listen.
Stop stealing my lines.
Go ahead, Greta. Go ahead, Pyron, what's up?
I want to approach my two companions and speak a quick blessing over them, that Faltus may guide their way and help them in their deeds.
Okay.
And do the cantrip guidance on both of them.
Okay.
I need to touch them for them. If they don't let me touch them, it will not work.
Is this gonna set me on fire?
No.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I like. Wait, hang on. Okay, go on then.
So, may Faltus shine his light on you and protect you in your deeds and guide you on your way. Touch. Okay, now
cool.
I've got
what does guidance do?
You have like 1 minute only, but that's all I can do. If you do an ability check, you can roll a d4 and add whatever it rolls to your ability check.
Okay, cool.
What was it called again? Sorry.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Okay.
And it's a cantrip, so I just put it out there.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna mute you guys for just 1 second to get this music down. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, guys in chat, can you guys... I guess I'm getting, maybe I'm getting skipping is what's happening. Guys in chat, can you hear this? Can you guys hear, chat, can you guys hear the music? Yeah, that's what's happening. It is cutting out a little bit here and there. Yeah, this thing is skipping. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, it's skipping. Don't skip. I don't want you to skip. There we go. Can you guys hear that? No music is audible here. What the hell? How about that? You can't hear that? You cannot hear that music right now. Super soft. Okay. Let me see if I can turn that up a bit. How's that? Is that better? And I'm sorry, I know that I will get back to my players in just a second. I just want to make sure I have this right. Could you guys hear that just then? Oh. No difference. What is going on? Why is it that low? I hear music, but it's very quiet. That's weird. I have no idea why it's that quiet. My voice is overpowering the music. What? That is so weird. Also, it's skipping. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to stop that for now. Let me try this. All right. Maybe because my levels are off, so give me 1 second. I'm sorry to my players. I know you guys can hear me. I apologize unreservedly, but I want to make sure that All right, how about that? Can you guys hear that? I have it at a high. I have it at like 50. Why it's that quiet? All right, well, cannot hear the music. I have no idea why it's doing that. Because I'm hearing it nice and loudly in my system, so... Man, that is frustrating. Extremely soft. I just don't understand it. At all. Because I don't want to blow them away. Alright, well, anyway. I will unmute them, and I'll have to deal with this later. I don't know. Anyway.
So people just saw me.
Sorry
saw
about-
an owl for no reason
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. You're back. Sorry. So, is it... how loud is it in... So is it too loud for you guys, or is it okay or bad? You can also adjust it on your end, by the way, for
Yeah,
my players.
No, I've adjusted mine because if it's on full volume, it is a little bit loud on my end, so I've just turned mine down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know why it's not going through to them, but
The audio for me when we were doing the Infinity and Beyond streams, the audio for me whenever you put music on just constantly skipped and was super quiet. I mean, it seemed fine for chat, but I just couldn't. I had to turn it right down.
That's
I
weird.
just couldn't hear it.
That's
I
weird.
think it's just a Roll20 thing. If you're playing it through Roll20, I think it's just a Roll20 thing.
Yeah, I have been. Maybe I mean, and also special effects and stuff like that. So maybe I'm gonna need. I mean, that's funny because that's. I mean, most of the time that's like on my home stuff that I'm doing that. So
That should be pretty standard functionality for it to be able to do properly. But it could just be a random.
Yeah.
hiccup.
I mean, I could do it. Essentially, I could do it on YouTube if I found it. But like the whole point of this is, like we were just saying, like the whole point is not to do that. You know, the whole point is to have it be
all in
something
one
that's
place.
So, okay, now you said the players are quiet. That's bad. I really hope that's not true. So let me see whether or not I can play that a little louder. Can you guys talk, and I will try to make sure that.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone? Hope you're all doing well.
That
Have you
owl
swum
that I
in a
just
toilet today?
What? The owl I just showed was my grandfather's owl, and he always had him on a top shelf in his study, and I found it so
Excellent.
cool. So when he died, I was asked if there was anything from his stuff that I wanted to have, and I said I want
You're
that
like, the
owl.
owl. The
And
owl.
so it's
I
now,
definitely want the
now
owl.
sitting there next to me.
That's lovely.
Yeah, so that's my owl.
That's absolutely lovely. Yeah. So hopefully people can hear us.
I think they're able to hear better now.
That's better. Yep. There we go.
That's better. Okay, good, lovely. All right. Okay,
let's-
audio
let's
fun.
go
Let's get them.
save
Let's
the city.
yeah, let's move it.
All right,
Okay.
What's going on? Oh yeah. Oh.
Where were we? Yes.
QTE
Chaos.
section.
Chaos.
Wear
and
your
disorder.
safety helmets, and off we go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So
running outside.
you guys
As much of the cloak over my head as I can.
okay. So as you guys get to this, you have a as you were there. You can see that there is, as you're sort of running down, you can see that there is chaos, guards running around, people moving from place to place, just a bunch of strange things. Wait, now they're super quiet again?
Wait, what?
No, I don't have Skype on. This is Zoom. I do not have, we're not using Skype anymore, because supposedly this was supposed to be way better.
Supposedly.
Okay. Part of the problem is I want goddamn Zoom.
I'm sure
up
it's
this way.
8-bit's fault.
Yeah.
Blame
Blame
8-bit.
8-bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the fact that Darksaber and myself have just turned into a double act. We've just merged into a comedy duo.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. That's why
Okay.
we never do 2 shows a night, folks.
We can show more. We can show more stuff while.
Okay, is this no? I think we should be better. Is that better now? I literally can't hear you. God damn it.
I've got a wind-up Totoro. With a tiny Totoro. Yeah.
I think Memories is trolling Darksaber. I don't think.
Is it? Can you guys actually hear us now? I hope. Can you guys hear us in chat, please? Like, please tell us whether you can hear us or not.
This is the reason why I'm not subscribing to any of this loot boxes or anything, because I really, really love that stuff, and I would just have I would just have a whole living room with all the random stuff I like.
I can show you what I've got recently. I got this.
Oh no, don't do. Oh.
No.
It's a Triforce.
The Legend of Zelda vinyl.
Nice.
Oh, I saw that on your Twitter. It looks awesome. It is so beautiful.
It's delightful. Let me just quickly show you one of the records, because the central island is made up, instead of just having like side 1, side 2, side 3, and side 4, you've got pieces of a heart container. So one piece for side 1, 2 pieces for side 2, and the other disc you've got 3 and 4. It's amazing. If you're a Zelda fan, it's amazing. You can hear the soundtrack on like subscription services elsewhere anyway, but it's called The Hero of Time, and it's an absolutely fantastic soundtrack. Highly recommended. But yeah, that's coming up on Final Fantasy on the YouTube channel. Shameless plug.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Nope.
How about
are we done with show and tell?
How about now? How about now? How about now? Can you guys hear? Because the thing is, now what's happening is they're absolutely blowing my ears away, and you guys are claiming that you can't hear them. Is that still true?
Oh, we're not speaking right now, so it might help if we're saying something.
Maybe, but I don't really know what to say right now. I'm looking for stuff that I could show you. I'm not feeling interesting right now.
Got my D&D player's handbook.
Is the others' volume are somewhat low? Is this any chat? Can you tell me? Is this better?
No.
Do we have?
It is
It's
a
still
little bit low.
true.
I've just used the I've just turned the volume up on stream, and we are quite lower than you are.
What the?
Okay, that's not good. I will show more stuff.
How about now? Is that better? Is that better?
Look at this. Look at this.
What have you got? What have you got? What have you got? What have you got?
I've got a Nausicaa collectible edition.
Ooh.
Look at this, how big it
That
is.
big.
That's humongous.
Yeah, isn't it?
How's that now?
It's a bit dusty.
Is that any
It
better?
It was a birthday gift from my sister, and I love it. Look, it has
That's
all the
awesome.
all the Nausicaas in there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, I know,
That's so
Zeno.
cool.
Zeno, I know that I'm fine. I'm asking about them. Are they hearable? Are they
that's-
audible now?
So that's
Here's
that.
one. Something that is available on GOG, DRM free, but I have the original Spycraft the Great Game FMV game.
Ooh. Cool.
I spent years trying to track down a copy of this just to own it. It was a
That's
game.
cool.
I remember seeing like a promo video for this, and then I never found it anywhere. And it was one of those things. I convinced myself I'd make
Nothing
the game
really
up.
changed. They are audible, but a bit quieter. It is true. I've just used the stream volume again, and
I don't know.
wow.
I mean, my ears are being destroyed. I don't understand what is happening. I really don't.
There should be a thing inside of Zoom also where you can adjust the noises,
Yeah,
the volume things.
yeah.
Is-
And
Oh, there it
and I'm sorry that we're having to stop to do this, but if they can't hear you, that's a huge
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah, that's-
absolutely.
Just
not much we can do about it.
Yeah.
They sound as if they're in the next room. What the flip? I don't. All right.
That's really weird. That's like really, really weird.
So yeah, my sister is just one for giving awesome gifts. It's just fantastic.
I haven't really got anything. We've packed a lot of stuff away in here, so I haven't really got a lot of stuff around me. I know I've got. Oh well, I got my Raspberry Pi. Making that into an arcade thing soon.
Yeah,
Nice.
I already
What
did
are
that
you going to
memories.
do with that?
I already
I'm
did
gonna
that
make
memories,
it into
unfortunately.
an emulator, an arcade emulator, so I can play arcade games on my TV.
A lot of people doing the arcade
Oh.
pie.
Yeah. I really want
Yeah,
a Raspberry Pi 3. That's a 2. I want a 3 so I can play N64 games. I've got this as well. I got the Stream Deck from Elgato. They sent me a Stream Deck.
Oh, I saw about
Just
that.
the funny button thing. It's not plugged in at
Yeah.
the moment, so.
Yeah, each one's
Yeah.
like a little screen as well, isn't it?
Yeah, each one's like a tiny LCD screen. It's really cool. Like I thought it was a bit gimmicky, to be honest with you, and I said that to them when they emailed me. But yeah, I'm so strangely surprised how useful it's been.
Yeah, I was
There's
thinking
a
about getting
review
the
for that
rest.
coming up on the YouTube channel as well.
Ooh.
So PC Gamer managed to troll you.
Yeah.
They used Carol in the bathtub again. It was like, God damn it.
I mean, the problem is I don't want to use an app other than Zoom because we've been using Skype and it's worse. I am completely gobsmacked. I don't understand it at all.
Has this suddenly happened during the stream, or is this this is more a question to chat? Has this been like this the entire stream?
Or did we just suddenly start to be quiet when Arvin put in the music?
Put music on. So is Zoom like lowering itself because of the music, or I don't know.
Or Windows is doing stuff.
It'd
You
be
never know
interesting
what
to
Windows does. You should just delete parts of it.
I know. It started when I
like that
tried to
before the
fix.
music.
It started when I tried to fix the music. Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like this before the music tweak.
Okay, then that's maybe just
So I'll turn
switch
off the
switch-
music. Yeah.
Yeah, switch off the music, and then we just maybe we're allowed to be louder now.
You never know.
I turned off the music. Did that do anything?
Who
Okay, we'll
knows?
just- we can just talk about random D&D things. My first D&D character was an evil cleric troglodyte,
Oh wait, I think
And
I
it
may
was-
have fixed it. That might be better
and
now.
it was awesome.
Try now.
And
Is that
it was
better?
awesome.
He fixed it. I think he's fixed it, people.
It was also the first time that Ebenezer was my dungeon master, and if you and near the end of the campaign, he accidentally killed my character.
Okay.
You should have seen. You should really have seen the rest of the group like, yeah. So I'm dead, and the rest of the group like stared at Ebenezer, stared at me, and were like, backing up.
There we go. We're fixed. I think
Okay.
we're fixed.
So Parangate has normal
Yeah,
normal
it's working
volume.
now. Yay, huzzah! Lots of
Okay.
hype. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah,
Right.
Aaron did it.
All right.
Wonderful.
And chaos and death.
Lovely. All right.
Let's save that city.
Centurion lowers his own
headset
headset volume. It just got fixed, and everyone's just like like this is destroyed. All right. Sorry,
Save that
guys.
city.
Arv's just like, welcome to my world.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Save
exactly what
the-
it's been like. I was like, you guys like, here's funny stuff. I'm like, Darksaber is lower than the others. Well, that I don't
that's
know what to
great,
say
Will.
about that. I don't feel like
He didn't say anything.
He's
I
only
was-
a short
yeah.
character.
Okay. All right. So we're back onto it.
Yeah, I wasn't saying
Apologies.
anything. Maybe that was the problem.
Apologies. Let's get back into it. So, where was I? Where were we all?
We can make a song.
Okay.
We should make a song now.
Okay. You
Save
guys
that
were at the bottom.
city.
So
Hey,
you guys were at the
Save
as you guys emerge from as you guys are at the bottom, you sort of emerge to see that Duvessa and Markham are sort of they're sort of inside and kind of heading down into like a basement, basically.
Duvessa. Oh, yeah, the
and
top
Duvessa is the first speaker, and then Aubrek and you charge outside, so you kind of like are outside of the area, and then you hear the howling sort of increases in intensity, and a booming voice calls out, "Surrender Artis Simber, or die, 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 die," like this huge, overwhelming voice. Not unlike what it was sounding for me for the last 10 minutes. That's more or less what you guys all heard as this was going. Actually, I think I'm going to drop down OBS just a tad, because I think now I'm going to be obliterating people the other direction. Yes, big scary voice with an echo is exactly right, Keely. So, surrender Artis Simber or die is what they say.
I'm looking at Malcolm. I guess we don't want to do that, right?
Who's artist Simba?
And
He'll know.
they sort of, so they talk about so you mentioned that, and she looks around. She's like, "Artis who?" He's like, "I have no idea who that is."
Can we tell if she's lying?
You can make an insight check.
I will indeed.
Sure.
Okay, rolling.
I don't suspect her to be lying, so I'm not making an inside check.
Okay.
8.
Seems legit to you. She seems. She seems.
Is this
perfectly-
within earshot of me?
then-
Sure. Yes, it is.
Urak,
Why
you've
not?
got the best voice. Shout back, who is that?
Who are you talking about?
They're
Inside
not
check,
here.
right.
Can I take a message?
13. Does it sound legit?
It doesn't sound to you like she's lying. I mean, she sounds sort of genuinely
Yeah.
concerned, and you have none of you have ever heard of Artis Simber, so you have no idea exactly who this is. And you see, you sort of, there's just silence for a minute, no response, and then, "Since such is your answer, receive your reward." and then you hear this like this it sounds like
I have something that can do that as well.
yeah. It's basically it's basically sounds sort of
not
like
inside the city.
it's like basically every science fiction trailer music whoa, you know what I mean, that every time. So it's basically like that.
Reapers.
Yes,
Yeah.
you hear that right exactly.
Oh yeah.
So you hear it, whoom, but pretty much everything, Inception, like just every, so you hear that note, and there's silence, and then you hear this outside the walls that's getting louder. And Angrek looks at you and says, I think that's our cue. We better move now. And she takes off away from you down the street. And she is heading up. Let me show you where. Up this way, more or less directly up these streets, assuming you guys are following.
Yeah, I'll follow. Do we have our weapons yet?
No, that's what she's bringing you to.
No.
In
Okay,
order to
okay,
not
cool.
be encumbered, I cast off my cloak. Although, because of the way I've wrapped up, rather than dramatically casting it off, I stand around for a minute
Like,
going,
okay, got it. Yeah, exactly right, Memories. It's the we forgot to make music sound effect. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys.
So
are like,
as we're like running towards the center of town with this person, I am asking the question. So should I blow the horn,
and she says,
guys?
right,
say no.
and you say this so that she can hear it as well, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, what horn is that?
Well, the tower we came here on, we have a horn to summon that and the giant who's helping us back here. There's no guarantee that he'll be able to get back here in time, but we have something. The only problem is it's probably going to be powerful enough to maybe shake and rattle a few buildings and windows.
Side effects may include leveling of property.
I'm not. If Sephiroth is now imprisoned
This
or
is
killed, we lose our only ally.
This is a dire need situation sort of item, and I don't know if this is a dire situation. It depends on what we believe we're going to be fighting.
And
if this is a horde of giants, then yeah, I'm probably going to blow the horn.
She's about to answer your question, and then you really sense rather than see something. Hold on a second. There we go. So let me get from all of you a perception check, please.
Yeah, could.
Okay.
Perception. Oh, natural 20.
All right, you
10.
see all.
I see everything. I see your blood moving.
You are the one. Okay.
Plus 4 and 10.
I can see the code.
Okay, and a 10 and a 13. All right. Orash, you see this before anybody else does. You hear what almost sounds like a whistling.
Incoming!
Yeah, and basically that's it. So you
What is
look
incoming?
and you see over to your
Run!
right. You see a boulder like growing. Now, which direction this is important. Which direction are you guys running? So you guys are right about here right now. So the question is, are you doubling back along the path that you just took? Are you double timing it forward? Are you going west, so to the left over here, or are you going right over here? You don't have a lot of time. I need decisions quickly.
Right. I'm going right.
You're going right towards the buildings that we were at previously.
I just had to decide, and I'm going right.
I was going to
look
say
up.
left. Okay, I grab them and go right.
Okay.
It's like,
So you grab them and go right. So right. And then smash. Okay, now I need you here to make a dexterity saving throw from me, please, Orash.
No.
As you basically have grabbed the dwarf and the halfling under your arms, and you're just like... poof, 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 poof.
Oh.
Okay.
Why did you do that?
You
Is this an ability check? You can add 4. You can add a
Yeah, yeah.
D4.
and you can do it after
Oh.
the die roll as well.
Oh,
Yes, you
yeah,
can-
Excellent. D4.
Now, I feel constrained to point out, although normally I would not do this, that you also have this mechanic that we like to call inspiration.
If only I could be inspired by somebody
So,
who could make
if
this all
anyone
go away.
in chat were to support the Patreon, or some people in chat already do support the Patreon, which is why I know. But if you do, and you wish to inspire one of these people, In fact, I'm not sure whether Takanjia has this. Takanjia might. I know that he subs to my channel, but anyway, if you do not, then you'll have to.
Yeah, Shireen raised a very good point. I think I have advantage on danger sense, so I have advantage on things that I know are incoming. So.
Wait a minute. You're right about danger sense, but I need to make sure that I.
You need to make sure if this is legit, right?
Yeah, I need to make sure whether this is the kind of incoming that we're actually
So, advantage on dex saves, must be able to see threat, mustn't be blind, deaf, or incapacitated.
Yeah, that works. Yes, you do.
Are you wearing funny trousers?
Am
I? Are you talking about
trousers?
me?
Oh,
yes.
right.
Yes, I'm wearing my Peanuts pajamas. See? These are
shows your pants off. Your pants.
I'm on vacation, so to speak. I'm out here visiting a family, and so we got these matching family Christmas PJs, which are awesome and incredibly dorky.
That's amazing.
They're incredibly dorky, but they're awesome. They're very warm and comfortable.
Amazing.
So it's been cool out here, so that's why I'm wearing them. Yes. Okay, that's the best way to be threatening as a DM is to be wearing Peanuts. Charlie Brown pajamas, basically.
Suddenly I feel a lot better about this campaign.
Okay.
Right, so that was a dex saving throw, correct?
Correct, yep.
Yeah.
So you do
So
have
throwing
advantage.
an advantage, I just do another one,
Yeah,
essentially.
because you could absolutely see it coming. In fact, you were the first one to see it coming.
Yeah. Right, okay, let's hope for a higher number. That's a
Hey,
better number.
there you go.
That's a much better number.
This is actually how that goes
Now-
in canon, right?
Yeah.
So you leap forward. Now, how do you do this, Urash? As you get to the end of the as the boulder is coming in, and you're like, oh, do you like lift off slow-mo, leap forward? Do you throw them and then push yourself? Do you leap and spin so you land on your back? Okay.
I'm trying to protect them with my body. So if any shrapnel or anything hits anything, it's going to hit me. So I've kind of got them bundled in front of me, and I'm just running full tilt away from where this is going to impact.
Okay.
I want to scream.
You can feel free to do that, and this is the moment for you to scream.
It's not the first time that's happened.
I would like to go like ah!
That also sounds like the beginning of a metal song, so I like that all the way around.
It does, actually. I like that. Yeah.
Boulder,
Sounds like you're about to get some power metal right there.
And you do, and you throw Celsic at the rock. Yeah, redirect it. So you leap forward with your arms above them, basically trying to cover them with your body as the boulder smashes behind you. It smashes directly into the speaker's palace. And so the whole side of it is like stove in. And you can only hope that the others got to safety in time down below in the basement. So you land on the ground. You do not actually take damage, so effective is your save. And as you look over, you can see that Augrek has actually what looks like a pretty nasty cut on her face, but she's conscious. And she gets up and she's like, I'm fine. Keep going. And she kind of gets up, stumbles to her feet, and begins to head up north again. Where's my free hand? There we go. Begins to go up north again here until she arrives at this building that you guys can see right over here, which is a small building that actually seems to be relatively intact at the moment. She sort of rushes in to the room. Come on. There's like one guard, sort of confused guard at the front, sort of clearly a young guard who's maybe just kind of gotten assigned, who's sort of like, yes, sir. And she's like, get out of the way, you idiot. And like runs through, swings open the door. And sitting on the table are your weapons. She grabs, she grabs them and like tosses them to you. Toss, Selsig, Orash, Greta. You hear again now that unearthly howling, which is getting louder. You also are beginning to hear a smashing sound coming from the side over here, and coming from over here, and coming from up here, and coming from... Where's the other one? Actually, those three.
There's three gates. So there's a smashing noise from all three directions.
There's a generalized howling, and then there are these randomly raining boulders. So what do you guys want to do? And Augrek looks at you and says, the gates are probably under attack, but we could be used anywhere.
Is this Augrek Bright Help, is it?
Bright Helm.
Bright Helm. Sorry, I took bad notes.
She's a follower of Helm.
The deputy sheriff, right?
Yes, and she is a follower of Helm as well. She is the sheriff's deputy.
So, I say we go to the east gate because it's the only one we know, and we might be more used at a place that we already know at least how it looks like.
I was going to suggest trying to communicate with whoever is looking for this artist Simba and explaining to them that there is no artist Simba in this city, and see if we can try and resolve this without having a 3-pronged attack from giants.
I can just try to shoot at them if you want me to. Maybe that gets their attention.
It also
I don't know.
might get them angry.
To be honest, they asked a question. I assume they can hear us.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
but you answered them, and you
No, we
answered them,
didn't.
and
No, we didn't.
did.
We
What?
didn't. We talked amongst ourselves, and then they threw a boulder at us. That's what happened.
that's actually accurate.
Yeah,
Okay,
we said,
then
"Oh,
please,
who's artist Simba?"
then
Oh, there's
scream
no
up.
artist Simba.
Yeah, then scream that up. Scream that up. There is no artist Simba
Okay.
here.
Cool. I'm gonna run outside and to the heavens like a crazy half-orc barbarian. I'm gonna say, "There is no artist Simba here. Come down and we will discuss this."
Okay.
There you go.
So
This is gonna go
gonna work.
well.
This is gonna go perfectly. Okay, so you do that. By the way, just quick note: players, can you hear music at the moment?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
very
Yep.
loud music.
Not too loud. Oh, it's too loud. Is it too loud? I
And
can
then
say
that's
that.
problem. I can
No, it's
just.
fine.
No,
I
no,
can,
no.
I
We
can
can
put it
hear
down in my.
music. It's fine. It's
Okay,
fine. It's
fine.
fine. Leave it. It's fine.
I know. I'm not gonna
Leave
touch
it.
anything. I
Don't do
just wanna
things.
make sure.
Don't do things.
I know.
I will just put it down in my
Okay.
mixer. No problem.
It's
Yeah.
a good tune though. It's a very cool tune.
Thank you. Yeah, I like this one too. I wish everyone else in chat could hear it. Okay. Like right now. Okay. So that's not what I'm looking for. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. There we go. That's fine. Lovely. I'll worry about that later. Okay.
Just party. Quick FYI as I'm running out the door. Basically, if this doesn't work, I'm blowing the horn.
No.
Yes. We have potentially an attack on 3 different sides from giants. We are fucked. If this
Yeah,
doesn't work,
If there are several giants, do you think one giant will help us? We'll
Yeah.
just get him. We'll just get him killed and lose our only ally giant. Giant ally.
all right, we'll see how it goes.
All right. So you rush out to yell this out, as you say, so you yell that out, and there's a few of the guards maybe can hear you, but there is a lot of shouting in the city at this point. And although you have a very impressive voice, it is not a giant's voice. So you don't think you're really able to be heard very much over the noise, not from here. You might need to get somewhere else maybe to make that claim again. But the voice that you heard was someone who was speaking from above the wall, if you follow what I mean.
Above the wall or above like the cloud cover?
No, it didn't seem that
is it
high.
like directly above
it seemed
us, or
directionally
just like...
east. No, it seemed directionally east. Whether it was above you is
Directionally
unclear, because it could have been above east, or it could have been just like straight east. You don't know, but it was definitely
But
not above
if
your
I had to
position
bet my
directly.
life on, if I had to bet my life and the lives of my companions on a direction that voice came from, I'd
East.
guess east.
Yes.
Okay.
No
Cool.
question. Yep. So, all right. So then, Augrek looks at you and says, "So to the east, then."
East. I think east, definitely. Guys?
Yes?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah? Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So you guys set off down towards the east. She takes you through basically. I was joking looking at this that this is like serpentine pattern, down the rocks. There are some more boulders impacting, but they don't impact where you are. They seem to impact elsewhere in the city. As you are sort of bolting towards the east gate, and when you arrive at the east gate, you see what is quite frankly a rather terrifying sight. You see standing in front of the east gate is this massively large creature, clearly a giant of some kind, with blue skin and icy hair, and a wild white beard with a massive club that looks to be made of some kind of ice. Might even be like a, massive stalactite, whichever one is which, the top one, the stalactite, stalagmite, whatever it is, the one that leans from the top, and is booming away, like smashing away at the gate. You see only a couple of guards at the left firing arrows rather ineffectually. Occasionally, the giant that is booming away at this thing swings its arm at it. You can already see a couple of bodies lying on the ground, so obviously a few of the guards have already been killed. And Augbrecht says, "By Helm, we are not going to be in time." and you can already see cracks in the wall as it's smashing like over and over again at the front gate. You also hear that howling coming from beyond this gate too.
Run faster.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can suggest. So
Wait for me, I've got little legs.
Are we literally? Is it one corridor towards this wall that is currently?
Pretty much. The streets. I mean, there are a few streets that are kind of converging on it, but they're all very like the other streets are right next to the wall. Like you could take, if you look at the map, you could take a little side road down here, and you could go this way.
I would suggest that.
You could do that if you wish.
I would suggest not being directly in front of the wall that could potentially give way any second.
Okay. Or the gate, I should say.
Yeah, so the gate, sorry. What do you guys think?
Yeah, don't be smashed by a gate.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, cool. So we'll take a yeah. You guys are but fair enough. You guys are tiny, so you're a much smaller target to be hit by giant shards of gates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll take a side road then.
Okay, maybe we can tell this guy that the guy who's looking for artists or whatever is not here.
Yeah, is there a way onto the wall?
There might be. The tower seems to have each of the towers, one of which is kind of like a little messed up at the moment, has two wooden doors facing you that are both closed. If you can somehow get into those, presumably there's stairs leading up all the way to the top.
Okay, let's get on there. And if we don't get attention, I will set his beard on fire.
Okay. And yes, Sharian, he can move a little bit faster. That's true. Yeah, if you guys are thinking Dragon's Dogma or something like that, I can see it. All right. So you guys are
I totally want to climb this thing.
You guys are doing that. We're not quite in initiative, but we're going to be in a minute. I will allow you, though, Urash, to try to get to the door. What are you going to do at the door? Are you like going to just try to smash through it, or try to?
No, I need to know.
Try picking it.
I'll try. No, just see if it's open. If it's locked, just try and smash it in.
Right now, it's locked, so you can try to smash it in if you wish.
It might be quicker for me to pick it, though.
Yeah, go for it. If you think it's going to be quick.
Maybe.
I do have a very effective foot, though.
I can try and do it as quickly as I can.
Start.
Go. Okay.
It's up to you guys. You're probably not going to have time for both before I roll for initiative here, so you're going to either smash or pick.
Pick. Go for it. Pick. Go for it.
Go.
Okay.
I will be yelling at people to get out of the way of the door.
Fortunately, Celsigan,
nice.
You're not entirely sure that you've ever picked a lock this quickly, but apparently fear of a giant blowing open a gate is a powerful motivator.
Nice.
You do get the thing picked open. It's not a very complicated lock, and the door flies open. There are stairs leading up. There's already some rubble on it, but it looks like you could make it up past it if you wish, Rush.
There's what? Sorry, just repeat that.
Sure. There's the door is open. There are stairs there. There's already a little bit of rubble on it, and there's sort of like as the raining of the club, the blows boom on the front gate. You can like see dust like rocks like raining down on the staircase, but it is still passageable. It is passable at the moment if you wish to get up it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sprint full tilt up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm right behind him.
So you arrive up at the tower, and you find yourself up in the tower next to one of the two remaining guards. The other one's on the other tower is trying to fight. The guard now seems to be out of arrows and is just kind of ineffectually trying to wave its sword at him. But I mean, that's not going to do a whole lot. But to your horror, as you look over the top, you see to the left of this big giant that's booming away is another giant who is watching with hold on a second, with I want to make sure they got the right one. Yes. With a female frost giant who is sitting there with her arms folded, I should say standing there with her arms folded. Next to her are these two massive wolves. They look like bright white wolves with their jaws bared, their teeth bared, their jaws in a snarl, and they are standing at her. Then there's the one booming away. And at the other side of the gate, loading up what looks like some kind of a massive siege engine is yet another frost giant. So there are basically three frost giants, her with the two wolves, the one wailing away at the door, and the one loading up the siege engine right now.
I'm screaming at Urash, that might be one of the daughters!
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going take the horn out and I'm going to hold it over my head to try and get their attention. I'm not blowing it.
Okay.
I'm just if a tiny person has got one of the whistles from a giant, that obviously means that they've had contact with giants before. Maybe we can talk to them. I don't see this going particularly well if we can't solve this amicably. So I'm going to try and instigate a conversation with them.
Okay, Greta, what were you saying? Were you saying anything about that or no?
I'm readying myself to tackle Urash's knee in case, because I think I can reach that, in case he seems to be like blowing the horn.
Okay, so you're climbing up the stairs then to be next to him, essentially?
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay.
I'm running directly behind him, just in case I need to set something on fire or something like that.
Celsig, were you doing the same thing after you picked the lock? Were you running up the stairs also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was basically just trying to keep up pace with them.
Okay. You guys are all able to make it up to the top, and at this point I would like us all to roll initiative. Let us do it.
Initiative.
Dun 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 dun.
Rolling.
Totally.
23!
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Follow the
Whoa.
Celsic-shaped blur.
18,
Yeah.
18, and 23. Look at that.
Wow, I
Look
guess
at
this is
this.
what happens when you guys are motivated by imminent death. You're like, quick, we got
Yeah.
this. Okay.
I want to be the first to set something on fire.
I
Yeah.
am arrived. Fire is here. Okay. Let's see. Both you 18. Urash, what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 14.
What is yours, Greta?
Wait,
Dexterity.
hang on,
I'm
why?
not sure.
Just the raw score.
My dexterity is 8.
Okay, your dexterity is 8.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Okay, so Urash is going to go first then.
Oh, right, I see. Because we both rolled.
Well,
the same.
after Celsic.
Well, yes, Celsig will go first unless, depending on how they roll, which we're about to find
Which
out.
kind of sucks, because I have no idea how to lead into this.
You
You go first.
you can also ready an action and hold it.
There's a point.
Okay, let's see.
Or you can hide. You know, for a backstab attack or something.
That's
I
actually.
don't know.
Hey guys, remember, I still have the pixie dust.
Wasn't that the thing like roll a
That's a
D100
good point.
and look what happens?
And see what happens.
I'll either be flying for 10 minutes, or unconscious, or
Yeah.
confused, or invisible for an hour.
In fairness, if you're unconscious, you won't see death coming.
Thank God for small favors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be like a fainting goat. I'll just be like, ah! Thunk.
I would like to save now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
can I
where
quick
is the
save real
shining?
quick?
Can I do save state? Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not,
can I quick save real quick?
This is not how it works. See,
I
guys,
need to
in real good old games, you didn't get a chance to do that. See, that's how this all worked.
This is Iron Man mode, and you'll like it.
Exactly. Where's my memories in 8-bit at? Where's my
Sorry.
rogue? Where's my roguelike at? All right.
This is the original RPM.
By the way, I should say that those two wolves that you guys are looking at have pale blue eyes, both of them.
Oh, good. I'll be able to recognize what eats me first then.
Yeah, they are. I'm here lurking and judging. That's good. That's good. As long as we're clear on what's actually going on here. Let's see. So that's very good. Okay. Lovely. And that's this one. Right. Good. Cool. All right. Alrighty. First up then is going to be our good friend Cel Sigmar. You're up first.
Wow.
I hide.
Okay. I immediately hide. Now, I just want to point out a little bit of the terrain here. You are on top of a tower, a stone tower, next to your companions, and next to the dead body of a guy. So I'm curious as to where exactly you're planning on hiding.
In the dead
Under
body.
his cloak.
No.
He doesn't have a cloak anymore. He discarded that, as we'll recall.
In
Yeah.
the dead body. He's going to crouch in the dead body.
I take one step back, one step behind Urash, and because I'm naturally stealthy,
And
I can
he's
see myself
gone.
behind him.
Got it. Are you holding your action, or are you actually just, concealing for a while?
I'm just going to conceal for a while and see how things play out for now, because
Okay.
if anything else I do might get a club to the face.
So the only thing I want to ask, though, is if there's a specific thing, like essentially, are you passing on your turn, or are you holding your action until such time as X happens? That's what I'm curious about. Like,
I'm going to hold... Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I will hold my short bow attack ready if the giant takes a swing in our direction.
okay. All right. So you're going to hold your attack if the giant takes a swing in your direction. Lovely. Okay. So that leads us up to the bad guys. You'll be not very happy to hear that the frost giants rolled pretty well. So the first one, the one with her arms folded, shouts up at you and says, "More weak ones! Bring me Artis Simber, and this attack will cease! 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 Cease!" She yells up at you. Thank you. So she says that, and then the frost giant that is in front of the gate brings its club down, and you can hear the gate doesn't splinter, but you think it's not going to have, it's maybe got a few rounds, like maybe 3 rounds left, another 3-4 hits of this club, and it's going to be done for. So there's that one, and then the other one is going to come running up and is going to try to take a swing at you, Urash, because you're in front holding up the horn and all that.
Of course it is. I'm not holding it up yet. I'm literally just in front. I'm just stood here.
Oh, you just stood there. Okay, well, you're still the tallest target.
Yeah.
So,
Come on, big boy, hit me if you can.
yeah. The good news is that he...
Rolled poorly.
Yep, that's pretty much what happened.
Yes!
With his first attack, he critically missed.
Yes!
The
takes out his companion.
yeah, exactly. No, he critically missed on that one. And
he hits his big toe.
And then the other one, the other one, he looks like he's about to rear back, and the other one says, the one with their arms folded says, "You idiot! I didn't tell you to attack him. Get back to the siege engine." And he says, "All right, boss," and runs back to the siege engine. So basically takes a swing, misses horribly, and then runs back. The other one is still attacking the door. You also hear shouts from elsewhere in the city. And the one with their arms folded says, "You hear that? That's the rest of my giants everywhere else. You can't stop all of them. Now bring us Artis Simber," she says. Simber. Urash, it is now your turn.
Okay, I hold up the horn and I hold up a free hand. I actually haven't got my axe out at the moment, so I'm basically hold the horn up and I've got one hand out, and I'll basically say, "There is no Artis Simber here. We can talk about this."
Okay. They are what's known as huge, in answer to your question, Mr. Stillrose, which I'd have to look at what huge is, but I'm guessing like 20 plus feet. I need to look and see what actually, but taller than the wall, and the gate is 15 feet, so they are taller than that. Frost
So I
giants
think Titan's out of Attack on Titan.
frost giants are big.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, there's only one siege engine here, Mr. Zeno, but you have no idea what there is everywhere else around the town. This is just at the eastern gate. Okay, so you do that, and she looks back at you, and she sort of shakes her head, and she says, "Really? Now the humans have gotten themselves into this, getting orcs to do their business? Go back to your slave owners and tell them I'm not interested in tricks. Bring me Artis Simber and we'll talk. And put away your little whistle, whatever that is."
Again, there is no Artis Simber here. I am not a slave of this city. I am an adventurer from the north. There is no Artis Simber here. You are looking for something on someone that is not here.
And she says, as she's sort of looking at you, "If that's true, then why were we told that he was here? Right now. Either you tell me exactly where this is, or we'll bring this city to the ground."
Tell you what? Tell you where this is, as in where we are?
And she kind of looks up at you and she says, "You know what I'm looking for, and so does Artis Simber. Have him tell you what it is and we can talk."
No, we don't. We're in the way of this. We have no idea what you're looking for.
Okay, and
all of a sudden, Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We unfortunately don't
Yep.
have time for a full conversation in the midst
Okay.
of initiative round. But she, at the moment, seems disinclined, although you did gain some information there, but she seems disinclined to listen to you at the moment. Greta, you were up next, and you've heard what Urash just said.
Oh. Okay, what was the name of the giant king that we're looking for?
The overall Giant King, hold on.
Yeah,
as
the
I
guy
go.
that is gone. I'm so bad with names.
It's all right. It's just I had left my notes at home too, so I need to find out. The overall. Give me 1 second.
He had a cool
King
name.
Hecaton.
Like,
Hecaton. His name was Hecaton.
Hecaton. that was it.
Hekaton. Hecaton.
Hecaton.
Yes.
Like lots of ton. Okay. So
Yeah.
so far, maybe we can still try this. So I will shout at her, hoping maybe she hears me, although I'm small. Daughter of Hecaton, you have been deceived. There is no Arthur Simper here.
And she looks down at you and she says, or looks up at you, I guess I should say, because she's back on the hill. Looks over at you, and she says, "Daughter of Hecaton." And the other ones look at her, and then she bursts into laughter. Apparently all giants look the same to you, little one. Well, the feeling's mutual. I'm no daughter of Hecaton, and if that giant rots where he deserves to be, I like it all the better. I'll be taking over now, and Hecaton will have nothing to say about it.
Well, who are you?
And she says, and as she as she's looking up at you, she says, "My name is Droofy. Get used to it. You'll hear it more."
Merciful.
Okay, we've lost Greta. Roofy.
Droofy. The bursting into laughter by Greta at Droofy's name does not
I'm
improve her
laughing.
disposition.
Greta is not laughing. Greta is not laughing.
I assume Greta is slapping her knee,
no,
like,
no,
you know.
no, stop. Droofy.
We're just
No,
like,
I'm
oh,
not.
you must get this a lot, right?
No,
No
I'm
wonder you're in
not.
such a bad mood.
I'm not. I would never do that. I'm a very polite person.
I just put in chat Droofy's reaction.
So it's D-R-U-F-I. Okay. See, I thought it was how Santerio just spelled it. Droofy, D-R-O-O-F-Y.
No.
D-R-U-F-I. Okay, cool.
I spelled
Droofy.
it differently yet again, but it doesn't matter. Okay, you still have been deceived. There is no Arthur Simper here.
And she says, "You won't mind then if I look for myself," and proceeds into this stuff. What's
Sure,
up,
put
Mano?
your weapons down and come in. Like a civilized person.
As you say this, you can see that the siege engine is beginning to be wound down by, like basically tightened up, like with this massive crank. And that leads to the wolves' turn. And so
Yeah,
she
me
says,
too.
Droofy says to the ones next to her, Get ready, lads. You'll have your chance for a minute. You'll have a chance to taste some dwarf tonight, I think. Especially the ones with a sense of humor. And she stares up at you.
I did not laugh at your name.
I just want that to be canon, so I'm going to ignore that. Okay, they are ready. They seem they're large, by the way. These creatures are considerably larger. They are probably not much shorter than Urash. These are enormous wolves. So they are big boys.
I'm gonna be wolf food. I can
Big
feel
boys.
it coming.
Celsig, we're back up to you.
Oh, Gordon Bennett. I'm going to actually drop my short bow, draw my swords, remain concealed behind Urash, and I would like to hold my turn until such time Urash gets attacked.
Okay. And then you're going to attack back at that point?
Yes,
Yeah,
I will
don't-
defend him against anything that takes an attack at him.
Don't worry about Mano Christensen. This is just the relationship he has. Mano's a good guy. He just likes to troll this way. So I've known Mano for a very long time. But I appreciate the support, though. Yeah, don't lie, DM whom I've never met before. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right. Okay. So,
I am not drawing the aggro in this fight. Someone else can get hit first.
okay. Well, speaking of that, the frost giants go next. The giant again bashes the thing, and you can now see splintering on the other side of the door. You can hear it. This thing is, and every time, of course, it hits, the guard tower to which the gate is attached shakes. The giant with its hand brushes it across, and the guard next to you with a Wilhelm scream as he like smashes him off the tower, and he lands with this horrifying crunch, this thud on the ground, and you're like, oh god. The door is maybe going to take 2 more hits, you would guess. The other one has now got the siege engine wound all the way down and looks ready to pull the lever to release it. And then, last of all, Droofy says, when that door is open, all of those townsfolk die unless you bring us Arda Simber. And that leads us to Urash.
I will shout back. All of those townsfolk will die for a needless cause. There is no Artis Simba in this city. We will defend this city if we have to, but there is no point. There is no Artis Simba in this city.
And she yells back at you, I know exactly how well the little people keep their promises and how little they lie. All the corpses of the dead giants you've slaughtered over the years is proof of that. I'll find myself whether Arda Simber is here, and if not, I'll raise this pathetic village to the ground.
Okay.
Who is
Okay,
Arda Simba?
so I've got another couple of seconds, right, on my turn.
Yes.
Can I
Probably
see...
not for an attack, but...
No. In relation to me, I'm on the tower...
You're on
the edge of the tower,
correct,
basically.
you're on the rightmost tower.
The rightmost tower.
Rightmost tower of the gate. So the gate, and you're on the tower next to it.
So describe exactly what I can see in front of me and what would potentially be within range. As in, if I were to, say, do something stupid and jump off.
Certainly the giant that's attacking the door would be within range, yes. The other door with the siege engine, probably not. I mean, the other door. The other giant with the siege engine. And she's back a little farther with her wolves. That's fine. Also, what's up, Dizzy? And no nonstop. You cannot inspire Droopy. Also, the name is not Droopy. It's Droopy.
Droopy.
Droopy is already inspired. They're plenty inspired. But you can definitely inspire players if you have that ability. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. So you can definitely see that that he would be... the current one that's attacking the gate.
So I'm thinking that if I were to jump off, I could easily make, or rather successfully make a jump to the giant attacking the door on my next turn.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that's true. Now, what would
that's a
happen
clear
next is
telegraph
another
to the
question.
team.
Yes, but definitely you could do that. Okay, Greta, you're up.
Okay, so they don't seem to be really reasonable to me, the giants. I mean, like, not peaceful so far. Yes, I'm getting that vibe from them.
Definitely
right?
not, and you also know that frost giants tend to be not of the very nice variety to begin with. So yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 frost giants and 2 giant wolves and a siege machine.
Right.
The siege machine is made of wood.
The siege machine is made of wood, although there is a little bit of stone here and there, like the wheels and there's a few things, and obviously there's a stone in it, but it's mostly wood. Yes.
Okay, then I would like to set things on fire, please.
Okay.
And I would like to use a Scorching Ray as a level 3 spell, which
I was going to say it's got to be a big one because the siege engine is pretty large, so it's not just like it'd take more than a campfire lighting spell basically to do this. So.
Okay. That's. I don't know how much I need for it to burn. I will just try.
Okay.
Throw the biggest thing you got.
I'm going to use the Scorching Ray as a level 3 spell. That gives me 4 targets then.
Okay.
I'm going to use 2 of them on the siege engine.
Okay.
And the other 2, one of the giant that's just standing in front of the gate. Maybe I can set his beard on fire or something.
Okay.
If something is flammable on him. And the last one on one of the wolves. Just the closer one. Maybe they also burn. You never know.
You want the one who's standing right next to the gate, who's smashing at the gate as one of your targets,
yes.
right? Okay. All right.
Yes, please.
All right.
2 siege engine, 1 wolf, one gate smashing giant. I just have a problem. I guess can't get it as a level 3 spell in here right now, so I'm not I will just cast it as a level 2 spell so that the program gives me how it's done. Okay.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
Click. I'm clicking it, and things are happening.
All right, and you're making a ranged attack for each one. So this first one is against the siege engine, right?
Yes.
Okay, that one hits. The siege engine is surprisingly not mobile.
Yeah. Then the second one would also hit the siege engine because I'm using 2.
You have to actually make an attack for each ray. So, so you need to make a second attack for the second ray.
Wait, I will
you've got
click.
4 of them or 3 of them? Did you say 4?
I have on level 2 I have 3, but on level 3 I have 4.
You have 4. Okay, yeah. So you need to make a second attack for that second ray.
Okay, there we go.
Let's set stuff on fire. Oh,
Still a hit. It's a good thing you're targeting the siege
Whoa,
engine.
wow.
It's not very big on AC.
Okay.
Siege engine times 2, and then I need to roll the damage for both or what?
Yeah, 2d6 fire damage, so you need to roll 2d6 twice, basically, yeah. Or 4d6 is fine.
Okay, I'll just roll 4d6 in that case then.
Okay.
That should
That's fine.
do. Okay, roll. There we go. All of that against the siege engine.
Okay. So you do, this fairly large explosion, doing a grand total of 17, I think, damage to it, hits it, and you do see it actually beginning to light a bit. Now, it certainly does not go up in flames, it's not towering inferno, but you've definitely created some damage to it.
Nice.
And it doesn't look like it's enough damage to stop it from operating, but it looks like it's in on that. Yeah, she can't miss. Well, she could miss, but it would be embarrassing if she missed it. Let's just put it that way. So you're able to do that. Now, your scorching ray on the one on the gate.
Yeah, here we go. I can't always see it. It's always behind my thing.
Oh, let me move it up a little bit. That is a miss.
Okay, then I'll just give the last one also on the one of the gate, because I will see it miss, so I can just put the last one on it as well, right?
No, you have to target them up front. Yeah.
Then the last is going for the wolf. Maybe the wolf burns. Let's have a look.
Let's see. That might be close. No, that's a miss. Misses pretty close, but it's kind of like, whoa, like, yelps and jumps out of the way.
I tried.
And she says, you're going to need to do more than those matches, little one. She says. And, all right. So that takes care of Greta's turn. Now, the one of the wolves that you just saw growling sort of looks up at you, like really like angrily. And she says, get ready to both of them. And they move forward and sort of take up a position, almost leaning back. If you had to guess, it's like they're waiting for a charge. Like they're getting ready for a charge, basically. But they don't do anything yet. Celsig, we're back up to you.
Oh, good lord. Right, so I think take some initiative since I have it, and
yes,
gonna drop the swords at my feet, grab my short bow,
okay,
step out from Urash, and make a sneak attack on one of the wolves with my short bow.
Okay, sounds good. The one, it actually doesn't matter right now. They're at the same sort of level. Yeah, exactly. Full hair works enabled. Exactly, Dizzy. That's exactly right, Dizzy. And it looks so dramatically. Okay.
Okay. So rolling. So if I'm right, this should be an advantage, should it? Since I'm attacking from hiding.
Let's see. Sneak attack. Well, normally if it's within, but for you, a sneak attack would be from hiding. I'm questioning whether or not you're really that hidden. On top of the tower. I don't think, unless, the only thing about sneak attack is I thought it's also within, if you're within 5 feet, isn't it?
I think there's 2 separate conditions on it.
Let me check.
We're gonna buy you a folding wall and carry that around.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Just get me a cardboard box.
Just a screen, yeah. Let's see, sneak attack. If you have advantage on an attack roll, but you don't need it if another enemy targets within 5 feet of it. You get advantage because the other wolf's right next to it. So that's fine. That's what I thought. So you do have advantage on this roll. Not advantage, sorry. You do have sneak attack. So you can do an extra 1d6 damage if you hit. Or actually, I guess it's more than that now because you're level 5. So Whatever
Yeah,
the
it's
extra damage is.
3d6 bonus if I hit, but I rolled a 13.
On the wolf, that's a hit.
Oh,
Yep.
come on, baby.
Yep.
Yay! Oh! Nice!
Nice.
Very nice!
Nice. All right, so that is... Am I reading a grand total of 21?
Yes.
All right. That is a good solid hit. So this one...
Very
Huron
cool.
strikes to its side. And yelps. And then... like its ears, it puts its ears back, stares up, and she says, "Ah! You want to attack my pets, do you? We'll see what happens when they eat you as a reward." Celsic, are you going to move from anywhere, or are you staying where you are?
I'm going to shift back behind Arash just to meet shield.
Okay. All right. The frost giant with the door smashes again, and now the door shakes and breaks more or less. Like the club is almost halfway through it with that hit. You're pretty sure that one more hit is going to blow it open. The other one, Droofy says, "All right, let it go then. Let's show them what happens when the liars try to be the winners." And she nods at him, and he pulls the lever down. And now, Urash, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Do I see this coming?
Behind him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see it coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you
So
do.
I'm just gonna roll twice. I can't remember how to do advantage in this. Dex said that would probably do. 19.
Yeah. So you duck, and the boulder goes whistling over you, like this, just past you, right? And then smashes behind you. And as you look behind, you hear this horrible shouting, and you see people scattering from the area where it hit. It's possible that you actually see a couple of children down there. It's possible that it landed in sort of maybe a hospital or an orphanage or something like that. But there's a lot of screaming and shouting down there. And
Oh, fuck this.
Droopy throws her head back and laughs. And, okay. So that brings us on to... let's see. Droofy doesn't do anything else other than just sit there and laugh. And that leads us to you, Urash.
Okay, cool. Right, I need to know, do I have a chance to say a very quick question to Droofy before doing an action?
I would say so, as long as you're not having an involved conversation, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just a quick question. So I'm going to draw my axe. I'm going to look like I'm ready to do something, whether or not that's attack, throw my axe, scream and shout, run away, whatever.
Right.
But I have like a battle stance on. And I will just shout over to Droofy, last chance, will you parlay?
And she says, "Gladly. As soon as you bring me Artis Simber, I'll do all the parlaying you want. Until then, I'll be happy to parlay with your corpse."
Okay, cool. I'm going to jump on the frost giant who's attacking the gate.
Okay. All right, do it up.
Cool.
So
What
I'm
do you
gonna
need me to do?
have
So
you
basically, I'm going to sprint
leaping onto
towards
him?
sprint towards the nearest edge fast as I can, basically.
Okay.
And try and make a leap onto him. Try and then grab hold of something. So I'm going to presume it's going to be like acrobatics and/or dexterity.
I'm actually going to say that for the jump, I want you to make an athletics check. We'll see what happens on the other end of it.
Okay,
First, I want to see if
cool.
you can make the jump.
I have a super score on that. I'm going to roll really terribly now.
You trip and fall on your face.
14.
Okay, let's see. 14. Dun, 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 dun. That's the wrong one right there. There we go. Not quite.
What?
Actually, wait a second. Let me redo that. Hold the phone.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Okay, no, because that was just to make the jump. Never mind, I take that back. Yes, you can make the jump. So you're
Okay.
able to make the jump. So you heroic leap, off with your axe. This is Sparta, right? Type of thing. And then I need to know, I should have asked before, you're just trying to land on him, right? Like not drive your axe into his head or something? Like, what are you... I should have asked you before, but it's okay.
No, I should have thought about that beforehand, actually. No, I will. I will try and attack him. Also, I would like to rage at the same time.
Okay, so you rage in midair.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I buy that. You rage. Are you axing down in the head or what?
What headgear's gone?
Well, I'm sorry, what?
Is he wearing what headgear as the frost giant got
He
on?
is
Is it bare head?
He is bareheaded.
He's naked.
He's
Bareheaded,
he's not
yeah.
naked.
Straight.
He's bareheaded.
No, bare naked frost. That's more terrifying than an armed
He is
frost
a
giant.
naked giant, and the thing he's using to hit that. Never mind.
Slapping the door with his dong.
He
Yeah,
is
no,
like
I'm going-
you have to imagine
going-
him like a giant Smurf without the head.
Just
Yes.
like a Titan out of Attack on
Exactly.
Titan. Just this giant
I like that-
flailing around outside the wall.
I like that Pyron's approach to this has been to diminish all of these creatures to sort of goofiness. You're like Droopy,
She is
the
called
big
Droopy.
Smurfs. They're funny.
I did not do that. She is called Roofy.
Okay, so
what's up, Izzy?
epic leap in the air, going for the head, screaming something along the lines of "By the protection of Helm!"
Okay.
And I will try and bring my axe down on the top of his head.
Okay. Then, in that case, we'll have you make an attack. Then we'll see if you actually can hold on when you make the attack. But let's have you
Okay.
make the attack first.
Come on, I've clicked, yeah? Come on. There we go. Oh,
That's unfortunate.
that's very unfortunate.
so you're
If
like,
only I
"Yeah."
could be inspired by somebody.
Yes, that's true. If only,
Yeah.
if only Urash had inspiration right now, chat. If only there was inspiration available to someone like Urash, that would be really
Coming to you
useful
live
right at this
from
moment.
the
It's not-
Acme Orc Company.
It's not that like we're asking to be inspired all the time or non-stop.
But come on,
But
moments like
there
this.
is there are people.
Talking of
Fortunately for
non-stop.
you,
Talking of non-stop.
Fortunately for you, Nonstop does have an Inspire. All right, and I'm actually going to put a note here. Change. Okay. Nonstop.
Non-stop.
Inspired.
Non-stop.
Okay, Nonstop does have an inspiration. So Nonstop does have an inspiration. He got that from my channel. Thank you,
Thank
Nonstop.
God.
Nonstop has inspired Urash.
Do it.
I like
Right,
to think
so
that Nonstop is
rewinding a
actually
couple of
inside the
seconds.
town as you're doing it, and is like kind of, you can do it, like as you're doing the jump. You know?
Just this one little dude just behind the shit. It's like, go, Orcman!
Exactly.
I believe in you. Right, okay, I'm
I
going to
mean,
reroll.
it's no climbing
Thank you,
effect, but
Non-stop.
it's a good use.
It's not any better, to be honest.
I mean,
Now he gets
it's
to
not a
pretty
critical
close,
miss,
Mr.
so
Zeno.
that's a.
It's not a critical miss.
This
I'm
is-
not going to
this is
slice my own
fair.
hand off, so that's something.
So you do not hit him. Now the question is, do you manage to grab on the other side? So now I do
Is
need you to
it-
make an acrobatics check to see if you miss him entirely.
Okay. I hope not. 14.
Okay, you do manage, like your arm almost yanked out of your socket. You manage to grab onto like a fur that he has on his back, like a massive, some kind of mastodon
God.
fur, and like hold on, and you with a painful thud whoosh into his side. And he's like, "Rrr," and he kind of looks down at you angrily as he sees, and Droopy says, "You've got a bug on you, you do." So you manage to hold on barely, and we'll find out what you do with that holding on next turn. Greta, you're up.
Cool.
Okay, flaming sphere on the siege engine, please.
Nice work, Nonstop. Flaming sphere
Thank
on
you,
the siege
Nonstop.
engine. Ah, okay. All right.
Wait, I have to find it. There it is. Click. Cast at what level? Why, only level 2 at this point. Submit. Yes!
Not looking at the window, I'm going to assume that was pretty good. Okay, well, technically the creature must make a dexterity saving throw. Well, I'm here to tell you the siege engine will fail its dexterity saving throw. So, so how much damage did you do right now?
2.
2. Oh boy. Okay. Well,
But
it's going to take
I've got
all
a
of
flaming
that
sphere
too.
up now.
Yes.
Can I also, like, drop to my knees to not make such an obvious target?
Yes, you can.
Because I imagine that the tower would have like a crest or something, so if I drop, I might not be that visible.
Okay, yeah. You're as a dwarf, you might be a little bit less visible anyway. But that should be something you can. Yes, I think it's reasonable to do that. Okay, so you
Also,
drop
this
to
one is for
knee.
non-stop. For non-stop. Yay!
Non-stop.
Non-stop, exactly. Okay. Now. So you hear
But-
next to you You hear next to you, Greta, as you get down to one knee, you hear, "Not many places to hide down here, friend. It's all knife work and bow work from here." And drawing something back, pew! You see Augrek firing what looks like a heavy crossbow. Has arrived next to you on the tower. And let's see. Ooh, that's a good roll. Let's see.
Oh no.
Okay. Attacks the wolf, the one that was hit before, and hits it. The bolt thuds into its side. And again, angrily, the Droofy says, "Leave my pets alone, or I'll kill you slowly." Let's see. Let's right home. And now the aforementioned wolves snarling, looking up at you. One, of course, bleeding somewhat from the side, but still can't do anything as they're still waiting. That brings us back up to Celsig.
Yeah, I'm actually going to shift my target to shoot at the giant that Urash is climbing, because I believe Urash counts as being within 5 feet of it, since he is clinging onto it for dear life currently. Which means get sneak attack on it again.
Yeah,
the Shadow of the Colossus theme song is playing in the background as we speak.
Yeah, there you go. And there's no hiding going on at this point anyway, Celsig. So fortunately, your sneak attack is covered by the fact that you've got enemies down there that are close to each other. So
yeah. So let's.
So long as you're aiming at the wolves, the giants are farther away from each other. But
well, it says enemy of the target, which means that should count Urash, shouldn't it? Because the target's my giant, Urash is the enemy of the target. That's how I'm reading it.
Wait a second. Not so sure about that.
Okay.
Maybe. I hope you guys are hearing this because this music is epic.
It really is. And if not, I've just did a fantastic impression of it.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I misread that. I gave you an extra advantage when I shouldn't have before. So I was like, yeah, enemy of the target as opposed to enemy of itself. Well, now there's an enemy of the target within 5 feet of it. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
If you're aiming at the giant, actually, because literally he's on the back of it. Yes, I misread that before.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I got a little confused as well. Okay. Well, I got a 16 on my attack roll. Hit. Come on, baby. 12 plus 7.
19 damage. Okay. Seems pretty displeased at that turn of events.
Bugs have a sting.
And he looks up. He will get smashed.
Oh crap!
And okay, that's that one. And then, as you're sort of staring at it, because there's not much else that it can do, it is going to bring its club down and through the gate, smash and splintering everywhere. Wood goes everywhere. And there's a great laugh from Droofy. And then it is going to try to take its axe with its second attack. It drops its club, draws from its back an axe, and it's going to try to shake, basically, just shake Urash off of it. So let's see. It's going to make a strength roll. You're going to need to oppose this strength roll.
Mash X!
Yeah.
Exactly,
Quick,
yeah. Did you have enough white lizards? Did you have enough lizards? Did you eat enough of them? Because...
Right. Just normal strength roll.
Yep.
Alright, let's go for it. 16.
Yeah, roll better than that. It
Cross it dead.
It does, and you are thrown back. Now, I need you to make a, I'll take acrobatics if you have it. If not, just a dexterity saving throw to see if you actually land someone on your feet.
No, I'll do acrobatics. I'm better with that. Oh, for God's sake.
Wow. You do not land on your feet.
Did I see this coming?
You did not see the ground coming, no.
Damn it!
You'll be happy to know, though, that you actually only take 2 points of damage from that.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal. But you are now lying on the ground. You are, however, prone, so you're going to need to stand up.
Shit.
And the other one now, seeing you down on the ground, is going to come up and this is Droofy that I'm talking about, is going to come up, and she brings her axe up to attack you whilst you are down on the ground.
Brilliant. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So Droofy's a frost giant. There's one other frost giant and two like large white wolves, basically. How big are the frost giants? Because I think I'm thinking like
they're huge.
humongous.
They are huge. They're 20 feet, 25 feet. I need to look, but they're huge.
Okay.
They're not.
So I'm right
feet,
in thinking
though.
they are ginormous. They are giants for a
literally
reason. They're not
size
just
is
like
huge.
they're not just like they're not just like maybe twice the height of Urash. They are literally 20 to 25 feet tall.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Okay.
Don't forget, I'm resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage at the moment.
Yeah, this is slashing.
I assumed it would
let's
be.
see. 9 and 9. All right. So let's see. We've got a. All right.
Come on, what did they roll? What did she roll?
We've got a. Hang on a second. I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. We've got a 24 and a 16.
Yeah, that just about hits.
24 and a 16.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay. Let's see. Oh boy, this might hurt a bit.
Oh dear.
First hit does 28 points of damage.
Is that after resistance?
No, with resistance 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
And
okay.
the second one does after the resistance 10 points of damage.
So in total 24 points of damage.
That's it on the 2 hits. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Right.
I'm still good. I'm alive. I'm still alive.
I'm still alive.
Okay.
The other one.
I'm actually considerably better than when I fell off the giant's tower.
No,
in all
doing
honesty.
great. The other one is now picking the last frost giant. Remember, there's 3 total. There's 2, the Droofy, and then the one who just broke open the gate. The other one is picking up a huge boulder from the ground and looks like it's trying to bring it over to the siege engine.
The siege engine is engulfed on a flaming sphere.
It's right next to a flaming sphere. And the flaming
No,
sphere
it's
is in its
in the
location.
flaming sphere.
Well, that's fine. But the flaming sphere is not as big as the siege engine, to be clear. The flaming sphere is not a massive 400-foot diameter sphere.
I'm working on that.
Okay, one step at a time. So yeah, so he is. I'm going to try to load it, but the sphere is something he's going to have to contend with. So he kind of walks over with the boulder. He hasn't loaded it yet. Okay, and let's see. Orash, you now are lying on the ground prone. You can stand if you wish, and then you can attack because you definitely are right next to Droofy, in fact.
Yep, I will stand up. I will spit blood on the floor, and I will say, "Well, you're going to need to do a lot better than that." And I will attack Droofy.
Okay. Tell them their hits hurt less than the last time you fell on your face, Sharian says. Indeed. Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, cool. So
The floor
swing.
hits harder than you.
Oh no! Well, that missed. My second attack. Oh, that also missed. Critical miss.
Miss and miss.
Yay.
Sadly, both misses.
Swing, swing.
Yep. Unfortunately, that did not work out. The dice were not kind.
20 foot tall. How do you miss?
I know. I know.
She's
I'm taking a lot.
She's very nimble.
I've been hitting the head a lot in this adventure.
Greta, you're up. And I believe is it on its turn that the flaming sphere does its damage, or is it?
I don't think it has an initiative, so it should it should trigger with my turn because it doesn't have its own stats.
No, but it would be no. But the question is whether it's based on the target or whether it's based on itself.
I have no clue.
Let's see, I'm looking right now. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, so basically every time the siege engine is going to be taking more damage. All right, just wanted to know. So
Okay.
I'll have the siege engine go on their turn. So we'll say that it took. Go ahead and roll 2d6 then damage for that. And remind me if I forget that we're doing that at the end of the Frost Giant's turn.
5.
So it takes 5 more points of damage. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're up, Greta. By the way, concentration, remember, so you can't cast another, I believe, so you can't cast another concentration spell at the same time. Just letting you know. You can do other stuff, but you just can't do another concentration.
I take my holy symbol in the hand, look up to the sun, and say, Faltos, help me, and I channel divinity, Radiance of Dawn.
Okay.
Please.
On
So that should now hurt each hostile creature within 30 feet of me. They can make a Constitution saving throw. And yeah, if they fail, they take 2d10 plus 5 damage. And if they don't fail, they take half that much.
All right, so we've got, let's see, within the 30 feet, I'm going to say that you can get, I don't think you can hit the siege engine giant and everybody else, but you can hit the giant that is the giant that was attacking the gate. You can hit her, you can hit Droofy, who's trying to attack Urash, and you can hit the wolves. So
I'd like that.
Okay, so all right, so they're each making a what kind of save? Dexterity, you said?
Constitution.
Oh, Constitution.
I guess they might have that, but some damage is better than no damage.
Let's start with Droofy. What's the DC they have to beat?
It doesn't say. It just says must make a Constitution saving throw.
It would be your spell difficulty, so it would be
14 then.
Okay, yeah. So Droofy makes it, and you do 1 damage roll for all of them, or does it say you roll damage separately?
Takes damage equal to 2d10 plus your cleric level. So.
Okay, so let's say that it's going to be 1 set of damage. Go ahead and roll your damage first, then we'll see how much each of them takes.
Okay. So, we want a d10. No, don't roll it! Okay, that was 1d10. I just didn't mean to roll it, I'm sorry. I will do it again. So 2d10 plus 5. I didn't see the roll, so I don't know how good it was. So I'm not now going to roll 2d10 plus 5.
Okay.
There we go. I'm so bad at rolling today.
Well, it kind of averaged itself out. So you end up with a 13. Okay, so 13 damage is going to be done to all of them in there who do not make their save. So
the saves that do take half damage at least. So
Droofy did take a little bit of damage. Let's find out if the other giants did.
It's radiant damage, so in case they don't like that, I don't know if something happens.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. Just glad it's not cold damage. They're not so vulnerable to that.
They're okay.
Yeah, I don't deal in cold.
Okay, I don't deal in cold.
Fire!
All right. Second one made its save. All right, which means it's going to take. What did I say? How much damage? 13. So round it down. So 6. Okay. So that was the one that was attacking. Actually, that was the one that was on Urash. So, which has been hit several times. All right, and then the wolves. Let's see how the wolves do.
Just want to bring to your attention, I think Nonstop wants to spend another inspiration on me if Nonstop has one.
Nonstop, I don't think Nonstop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know that you have a second one because you've got. I think you're only supporting at the $10 level, right? Am I right about that?
Only.
Which means you only. Well, I mean, only. Don't get me wrong.
Only.
Very generous, but I mean not 20. So 20 is 2 inspirations, 10 is 1. So that's why I ask. Okay, so let's see. So neither wolf makes its save, so they will take all the damage. All the damage everywhere. The one wolf is actually looking a little hurt now. The one that's been struck by arrows and the rest of it. The other one is
a little hurt.
Well, no, I mean, no. It's been definitely. It's been through a war. I mean, like
it's looking worse for wear.
Yeah, it's looking worse for wear. The other one is hurt, but not badly. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then let's see. Then we've got that saving. Okay, good. So let me see what Nonstop just said. If he said anything.
Nothing yet.
Okay, yeah, let me know, Nonstop. I don't think you have another one, but correct me if I'm wrong. And with that said, that brings me back up to Celsig.
Do something amazing.
I haven't got much. I can do standing exposed on the top of a tower with nowhere to hide.
Don't you have your activate amazing spell?
This is your moment.
I'm just going to have to... I'm kind of panicking in character. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm way out of my depth. These things, they're huge to Ura. Imagine how they looked like the 3-foot halfling.
Yep. I also skipped a turn. I forgot. I skipped Ogrek's turn. So Ogrek actually fires and hits one of the wolves again. The same one that's being hurt. So they're doing a great job, a bang-up job of stacking damage. So that one is now starting to look very hurt. Okay, sorry, on you go. I beg your pardon.
Yeah. I'm just going to do same as last turn. Try another sneak attack at Droopy.
Okay.
Droopy.
Okay.
Droopy.
Don't
Droopy.
make fun of her name.
26!
Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Dark Saber for MVP.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, maximum damage.
Yeah,
Super
so I'll
max.
just roll anyway, because it would have been... so it's
Whoa.
going to be...
You just
Wait,
want
wait,
to roll all the
You
dice.
just want to
don't you?
roll all of it. Yeah, exactly. What's your
Yeah,
max
just-
damage?
It's actually more or less worked out. So 1d6 plus 3.
9.
Yeah. Don't know what the plus 5 is. That might be doing something else. Would it be max damage on my sneak attack as well?
Yep.
3 6s then.
All right, so 27 damage. Is that what just happened there?
6, 8, hang on. Oh,
Right,
maths.
that right?
Damn it. 18 plus 9. 18 plus 9.
27.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so you just like, and she's like, I'll
See, I
enjoy
told-
giving each one of these arrows back to you through your throat. As she kind
That's
of
alright, I've got plenty!
bow. Yeah, no, he was aiming at Droopy, not the wolves. That would have done quite a bit to the wolves.
Yeah.
He aimed it at Droopy. So, all right.
I wouldn't have sneak attack on the wolves.
Okay. That roll was insane. Yeah, I know. The roll was crazy. Okay.
That was awesome.
Leads us to,
Awesome.
that leads us down to... That was Celsig, so I got Ogric right. Okay, so now the bad guys go. All right, the first one is the one at the gate turns and now is going to attack the creatures that are on top of the tower. So let's see which one of these it's going to attack. It's a target-rich environment, so it's going to randomly
Target-rich
It's
environment.
going to randomly attack one of them. I'm going to say that Celsig is 1, Greta is 2, the guard is 3. Oh no, the guard is already gone. So actually, it'll just be one of the two.
The guard is corpse.
on the ground. Yeah.
Boom.
So we're looking at 1 or 2, and it's a 2. So Greta is going to attack you. I am most sorry. Let's see.
DMs always are.
We have, I think, yeah, we are all the time. So we've got a 16 and a 20 to hit. Either one of those hit?
I have 18 armor class, so the 16 does not, and the 20 hits.
Okay, let's see what we get on that 20. 10 points of damage it does there. Oh, sorry, I beg your
Okay.
pardon. 12, I'm sorry. 12 points of damage.
Okay, I'll just note that somewhere. Like,
All right.
maybe here. 12.
All right, now Droopy's going to try to attack Urash. We've got a 15, and then
Yes.
we've got a 25.
Yes.
Yes.
I should probably invest in something armor related.
Okay, but you've got resistance to this, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm resistant to slashing. If I'm presuming she's hitting me with her axe.
That is correct. 15 points of damage total from the 2 attacks then.
Okay. I'm looking hurt.
Yep.
Greta, fix it.
What?
Um,
What? Fix what?
Urash is like taking all the damage to the face.
Okay.
I'm now like spitting teeth out.
Oh, also, Greta,
That's
roll
all.
your Greta, can you roll your 2d6 damage for the siege engine?
We did that. It was a 5.
Oh, you did. Okay. No, did you just do it now?
No, we did it earlier. You said you're gonna keep it in mind
Every
until
turn.
the siege engine is turn.
Well,
is
it's
it on
the
turn?
Frost Giant's turn, so the siege engine is affected by it again, and it is Bryn Shander. Yes.
Okay, then 1 moment, please. 2d6. Coming in. Rolling now.
Ooh.
Oh, nicely done.
What do we get? Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen.
10.
10. All right. It's definitely starting to smoke and smolder here, and the giant, it actually looks like, takes a little bit of damage as it's trying to struggle to load on the boulder. So it's kind of like, smoke is covering it. It's like but it manages to load it onto the thing finally. Okay, and that's going to lead us to Urash. You are now up.
Cool. So I can't do anything like precision attacking or anything like that. Like I can't go for the backs of Droopy's ankles or anything like this.
I don't believe you could try to do some things like that, like called shots, but not as a kind of mechanical thing. It would be more like you were trying to make an attack and you'd be taking it either a disadvantage or a significant negative.
That's fine.
That
I didn't know. I know precision attacking is a thing. I didn't know if it was a mechanic that could kind of be used almost generally. But I'll just do my standard attacks.
Okay.
Oh, my dice hate me. I rolled a 12 and...
Hey, this is on... I'm sorry, this isn't Droopy?
Droopy. A 12 and a 16.
16 hits.
16 hits?
Yes.
Oh, God.
16
I wasn't
hits.
expecting that.
Yeah, 16 hits.
Excellent stuff. So, slashing whilst raging, 17 points of damage.
17
Whack.
points of damage. All right. You'll be happy to know that they're not resistant to that either. All
Thank
right.
God.
You've definitely gotten her attention damage-wise. Like, ah! And she kind of is like, she roars at you in anger, and then she says, "All right, boys, back off. It's this one and me." And the others sort of look at the other one.
Fight!
Yeah, basically. So one of the other giants that was attacking you guys kind of backs up to watch. The two wolves kind of growl and slink back behind her, and it's now just her facing you, Urash. And the other one that had the siege engine thing, it still looks like he's struggling to kind of like wind it up or whatever. But the other Frost giant has stopped attacking for a second to watch. Okay, Greta, you were up.
Okay, so Urash is not looking that good, right?
No, Urash is looking pretty messed up.
Urash is looking pretty messed up. Okay.
I don't know what that's all.
No problem.
I feel like
so,
it always happens that Greta is on top of a city wall looking down at Urash fighting someone in an epic throwdown.
This has happened at least twice now. At least twice.
Yeah.
Okay, Salsic is still okay, right?
I'm fine.
Yes,
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then I'm going to pray for healing and put out a prayer of healing.
Okay.
For me and Urash, it says up to 6 creatures. But I don't think we can repeat this, so it's only like 2 in this case, right? Because it's me and Urash.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So prayer of healing for Urash and me. Here we go.
Right.
At what level? Level 2,
Fingers
yes,
crossed,
that is correct.
Fingers crossed. 10. I'll take it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, 10 to each one of you. You feel the light of Thora's light fill you.
I have the power.
It's like,
By the host, I feel better.
Exactly. Now you just need Battle Cat. Accidentally you use that on the wolf and it grows into 5 times the size. Like, God damn it. Oh man.
And
right. Yes.
do I have a little bit of time for just one more action?
No, but you can move if you wish.
Yeah, well, I was trying.
That
Can
depends on the
can
action.
Can I unstrip my shield from my arm?
So you want to drop your shield?
Yes, please.
Yes, you can do that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Then I'm done.
Shield is dropped. Augrek fires away, still next to you. You actually notice, by the way, since you're right next to them, both Celsig and Greta see this, that Augrek is firing. There's kind of a fire, you would almost say, in her eyes as she rains down these bolts, and pretty much, and she is essentially hit with every single one of these bolts, which is nice, which is a nice flavor text, but I didn't mean it to be that. It's just she's actually hitting all the time. And the 2 strikes that she does both embed in the head of the wolf, and one of them drops to the ground. And she says, "Ah, come on, you other mangy cur!" And the other one says, basically stares up. Droopy stares up at her and points and orders her death. Like, just says, kill her. And the giants sort of nod with a grin. The one that's not currently occupied, and turns to face her. Now, the remaining wolf is going to charge at you, Urash.
Okay. So much for just me and her, then.
Apparently. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You know what? I take that back. You're quite right. That's absolutely right. The winter wolf does not do that, because that's exactly right. She wants a mano a mano. I take that back. Instead, the wolf charges directly into the city. Basically.
Oh, great! That's much better.
Basically through the gate, and then you can hear this growling noise, and you can hear that this thing is actually charging up the stairs. Basically, is what sounds like it's Celsig. You can hear the sound of snorting and snuffling as it's charging.
Helm's gonna kill me.
Yeah. Yep, you're quite right. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. And yeah, Chrono Wolf, in case anyone's wondering, Chrono Wolf is stuck in traffic, which is why we're going a little after.
Oh, is he?
And that's fine, since we obviously had an epic battle to work with anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
So, on we go. That is going to lead us to... That's the wrong page. There we go. We're going to lead us back to Celsig. Celsig, you hear some snuffling and snorting, as I heard, but nothing has appeared at the stairs yet. You've also got a dead wolf down below, and you've got still 3 frost giants. One struggling on the siege engine, and then 2 others occupied.
Where's Greta in relation to me right now?
It's a fairly large tower, Centuria, although there is rubble on it, but it's able to climb over it. So yes, it is fairly large. It's not like a small spiral staircase or something like that. And I'm sorry, say that again, Celsig?
Just wondering where Greta is in relation to me, because we're both up here on the wall, aren't we?
You guys are right next to each other. I mean, within, I don't know, 5-10 feet, maybe?
Right. I'm going to turn round, ready my bow, and I want to hold an action for if the wolf appears over the... Basically, if the wolf comes into my sight, I want to shoot it
straight
by holding my action.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that is set. Now the bad guys go.
Yay.
So the other one is going to run over. Okay. Is going to aim. That's going to be 2 hits there. Okay. So the giant strides over, and with its axe strikes down and hits Augrek badly. Augrek kind of stumbles back. She is bleeding and sort of staggers, like holding against the wall. She's not down, but she's very hurt. The Droofy comes in at you, Urash. Let's see, an 11 and a 23. So the 11 is a miss. 23?
A miss and a hit. Yeah, 23 hits.
Okay, thanks, Chrono. Okay, going to do that. All right, that is going to do another 12 points of damage to you, Urash.
That's after resistance, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, it's after resistance, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm looking hurt again.
And that's it. It is, and it's your turn, by the way, Urash. So right now the giants are somewhat hurt, but not, I mean, not like they're looking like they're going to fall over anytime soon.
Yeah. So my actions, can I attack and use an item? Or can I do either?
Depends on the item.
Okay, so... No, I don't, actually. I still have, strapped to my waist, I still have an Alchemist Fire Flask that I was given ages ago.
Okay.
And I didn't know if that would be useful in this situation.
So you wanted to try to throw that at one of them, I assume?
Well, yeah, I was going to try and attack, using both my attacks. I was going to try and attack Droofy and then use the item and throw it at her.
Okay. You can... I'll allow you to throw it at her. I think that's fine. This is a thrown weapon, so it's just going to be a standard... It's going to be a ranged attack, though. So you're going to be using dexterity, basically.
Okay, cool. So I can do that and attack with my axe, yeah?
Yes.
I can do both. Okay, so what do you want me to roll to throw the flask?
So to throw the flask, just a dexterity roll. So you're going to be... a ranged attack. So you're going to be making it would basically be dexterity plus your bonus. This is essentially an improvised thrown weapon. So you're using dexterity to make that attack.
So my normal attack for ranged weapons is just my strength modifier. So you just want my dex modifier instead?
Right, correct.
Yeah, okay, cool. Should be a straight dex roller. 19.
It's a hit, for sure.
Okay, cool. So the actual flask itself, as far as I'm aware, it just uses Alchemist's Fire, and it says this sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the Alchemist's Fire as an improvised weapon.
Yep.
On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. The creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dex check to extinguish the flames. So she automatically takes one
Stop, drop, and
1d4
roll
damage.
is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
So go ahead and roll the 1d4 for the damage.
So 1d4 damage, which is a 4. Wait,
Okay.
what? Yeah, 4.
All
Wow,
right.
cool.
Maximum damage on
Excellent.
Alchemist Fire. Okay. And just remind me that she's burning and on fire.
Yep,
If I
will
forget
do.
that.
So now I'm gonna reach in for a swing, a couple of swings for my great axe.
All right.
First swing, 21.
Hit.
Non-natural 21.
Okay. Too bad.
Unnatural.
Second one missed.
Okay. Let's go with the 21 then.
Total damage whilst raging, 16.
16. Okay.
Thwack!
All right. Definitely has taken some damage here. Still looking okay, but not great. And Matt, by the way, I saw that you said, Chrono Wolf, I saw that you said you're here. We're just trying to wrap this one fight if we can. I would hate to make them be like, all right, join us next month when they're still fighting a giant. So we're going to try to finish this if we possibly can. But you know, if it goes longer than another like 5-10 minutes, like another 10 minutes or so, then I might have to figure out a way to hold it over. So hopefully that's okay, Chrono, but let me know. Okay, that was Urash who did that, right? And you're staying where you are, Urash, not moving, I assume.
Yes, yeah, I'm not moving. I'm not
Okay.
going anywhere.
Let's see, Greta, that's gonna, oh, the Farce Giant, when it did this, also the Siege Engine took damage, so can you roll 2d6, Greta, for me, please?
Yes, of course.
Ben.
There you go.
What did you get? I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the screen.
6.
Okay, 6.
Nice,
It is
good
now
rolls.
burning. How about I roll a d20 for it?
Yeah.
You are now burning badly enough. Like, to see whether I persuade you. Let's see. I rolled. Well, I rolled a 9, but you got to remember my 9 bonus charisma, so
Yeah.
18. So you know. Okay.
What's,
The
yeah.
siege engine is burning badly enough now, actually, that it's actively hurting the creature next to it, and the giant sort of steps back. Ah, boss, this thing isn't gonna work anymore. And then she says, well, then leave it, you idiot, and fight. But not this one. This one's mine. Go after that one. And she points up vaguely at the tower and kind of waves in that direction. Okay, so that's going to bring us to Greta. Greta, you're up.
So we have Druffy with fighting with Urash,
Yes.
and we have 2 more frost giants and 2 wolves.
One wolf. One of the wolves
One
is
wolf.
dead.
Oh yeah, 1 wolf is dead, and
And-
we have Alric who is not being okay.
Correct. Also, the other wolf, that wolf is not visible at the moment. You don't know where that wolf
Okay,
is.
the other one. So I see 3 frost giants
Basically.
right now.
Yep.
So the 2 frost giants that are not fighting Urash. Just imagine if there would be a spell going on right now that would have a 20 feet sphere, and it would like explode at the bottom of the tower. Can I do this in a way that Urash does not go up in flames?
I would say yes, because they're far enough away from him, the 2 giants, that they're not next to the fight that he's having. So yes.
But at least one has to be close to the tower, right?
Yes, and they are close to the tower. One of them is in fact right on top of it.
He is on the tower with us?
No, not on the tower, but he's like right next to you. Like he's
Okay,
basically on
okay.
you. And Van Darkholm, I am the same guy that was doing the Lord of the Rings D&D. That is correct.
Okay, then I'm going to put an exploding glyph of warding on my shield and just drop it over the tower crest.
Oh,
And it's
clever.
going to explode when close to a frost giant.
That is clever. Okay, let's go and do
Nice.
that. That will actually happen the minute you realize you're going to lose your shield in the process.
I don't have anything else, you know. It's
All right.
not like that I don't have like a piece of paper or anything. I don't have something, so I had to improvise.
Okay, what is the? Let's take a look at what the glyph of warding does, because that's going to explode the minute it hits down there.
Okay, when triggered, the glyph erupts with magical energy in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the glyph. So that's why I ask if I can like not set up
I see
Rush
it.
on fire.
I see it.
Each creature in the area must take a dexterity saving throw. a creature takes 5d8 fire damage, because that's what I choose,
Of course.
on a failed saving throw, or half if they have a successful saving throw. I would now just click it on the sheet and see if it works,
Okay.
because I have it put in there. Let's see. Click.
Oh, I hope this works.
Doesn't do anything, apparently.
Yeah, probably because it's, I don't think it's an attack. It's just a 20-foot radius sphere, so they're there. You'll be happy to know that he failed badly his dexterity saving throw. So go ahead and roll 5d8.
Okay.
Oh, this is... I hope this goes really well.
There we go. Rolling.
That's a
5d8.
really 14 points of damage.
Okay. 14 or 40?
14.
14.
40. It's 40.
Oh, man,
40.
2 ones. Okay, gotcha. 14.
I can...
All right. I was about to be really impressed. I'm like, whoa, what? Okay. Let's see. So...
Oh, I
Greta
triggered
just
the
drops
text.
attack nuke.
Okay. Let's see. So, first of all, the thing blows up. Now, there's 2 things that happen here. First of all, he blows up. The other one is also, let's see if he makes... No, he failed his saving throw miserably. So, he is also going to... Okay. So, now, the other thing that happens is this blows up in the bottom of the tower, right? So, the entire tower, which remember was already structurally weakened because of the attack on the gate, now begins to lean over. And then tumbles on top of the giant. So, there are a couple of giants like, as it sees it. So the tower smashes into the giant. However, you guys, of course, are on the top of it. So what I need is you are going to have to leap free, and that's Selsig, and that's Greta.
Oh, boy.
And that is, of course, Augrek is up there with you. They're all going to have to try to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah! Because I'm so good at this.
Come on, 18.
Okay.
It's like
Can I do anything else? I'm better at everything else.
This is the only time in the whole campaign I've been getting saving throws I'm actually good at. It's a bit constitution.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm trying. Click. Here it comes.
Come on, crit. Not bad.
Good enough.
16 dexterity save. Both you and Selsig manage to throw yourselves free of the tower. Both of you land on the ground. Greta, you're going to take 2 points of damage, and you are prone. Selsig, you're like stuck the landing, like you're fine. You have no problem with this. You'll be happy to know that the giant is crushed beneath the stone of the tower and lies still. You also hear a yelp from what you think used to be a wolf, which is now inside a crushed tower.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was there.
And there's a sort of roar of rage and anguish, and you see the really terrifying view now of the on fire Droopy stumbling towards, no, the other giant sort of backs up a couple of steps and is sort of horrified. You also notice that Augrek is next to you and is lying on the ground motionless. So you have no idea what happened to Augrek.
I'm so in trouble. I blew up the city.
As you do this, though, you hear a roar from behind you, and running out of the gate, you see a flood of soldiers, like townspeople, whatever, all sort of like running over and through the now very large hole that has been made in the gate. To say that these people are not well armed would be an understatement. Like, some of them are soldiers, and they are, but a lot of them are carrying not a lot. However, there are a lot of them, and as they kind of pour through the gate, they are sort of swarming over to attack. So you see Droopy trying to swat them. You hear the horrible sounds of some of the people screaming as they're stuck on fire, kind of running through the snow. The giant swings back and forth, and then staggers back and says, "We'll have what we came for, either now or later," and stumbles off wildly into the distance. And as she does so, she blows this horn again, right? Blows the horn again. The other giant that's with her basically breaks off the tack and bolts after her. And as they do this, the others, like, you hear this sound, and you hear the answering sound of wolves, whoom, right around the outside of it. And you hear cheers from all over. Yes, Urash. Are you going to ask if you can take an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Be my guest. Be my guest.
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering why this is happening, this is what happens when a whole stone tower unexpectedly crushes a stone giant. I mean, a cloud giant. So, a frost giant. Whatever the hell they are.
Okay, so attacks of opportunity. Am I rolling at advantage?
Yes.
Am I
Yeah, you
rolling?
are.
So rolling at advantage.
I
Okay,
wonder if we
cool.
can eat it.
So first. Oh God, no! Close that. First attack. Let's roll that one twice. See what happens. Yep, that one hits. So 26.
Okay.
And my second attack. Go on, do the thing. Come on, you can do it. Is a 14, so 26 and a 14.
26 will hit. Is the 26...
Yeah.
You only crit on a 20, right? You don't crit on a 19,
Yeah,
20 yet?
no, I don't crit on 19 yet.
All right. Okay, so that is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So that is an additional 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And
so,
also, if she's moving, she's also taking another 1d4 points of damage from the fire.
So roll that for me,
So 17 plus 2, so 19 points of damage.
please. 19 points of damage, which means...
Does it kill her?
Does not kill her, no. But
Shit.
she's starting to look very hurt. Also, behind you, you hear a crack and an explosion, and you see that the siege engine is now cracked in two. So there's just like fire basically going up. And the
My
boulder kind
flaming
of slips
sphere
out
is
of it.
free.
Your flaming sphere is free, yes. But if you're going to ask if you can send it after her, she's running faster than the flaming sphere can move. If you were going to ask that.
Can I keep up with her?
You can try, but
At full sprint, 40 feet.
you probably can, Urash. You're pretty hurt, though. Just letting you know.
Let them go!
Yeah.
You're pretty hurt. But
How
you can do it.
how wounded on a scale of like perfectly fine to another good couple of swings is going to kill her? How wounded is she?
She's probably over half health. I mean, less than half health. But she's not,
Okay.
like, right on the edge of death.
Okay. Yeah, I want to run after her.
Okay.
Bloody barbarians.
Okay. So you're
Raging half-orc barbarians.
Raging
Yeah.
half-orc barbarians, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and
Yeah.
stop you, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to stop here, and I think I'm going to do that. I like
We
the
can do
image.
that.
I like
Yeah.
this image. I like this a lot. So the townspeople there are cheering. There's Greta and Celsig groggily getting up from the ground. The motionless figure of Augrek and Urash. Come back here, you bastard! Like raging after this flaming frost giant. I love it. I think that is a good spot for us to stop at the moment. So that is good stuff. All right, let me pull up this. Man, I was really happy with that music too. Okay, so I promised you guys some action, and by God, you got it this time. Nice work, guys, today. Very good work out of the party on different tactical levels. Greta, that's a good idea with that shield.
That was really good. That was
Especially
really,
because the
really
tower
good.
was already weakened, so this was perfectly legitimate.
Yep.
I think it was perfectly
Yeah, I was
reasonable,
totally
so-
planning on just destroying the tower. That was my plan.
Oh, no, I know, all the time. That's what you're
Okay
planning
for
to
the
do.
repairs.
Yeah, but listen, you'll worry about the cleanup later, right? I mean,
Yeah, I am.
Towers can be rebuilt, okay?
That's it, we'll chase after the giants and just be like, you got that, you can fix it,
you
bye!
got that covered, right? But great job tonight, guys. You did really well with this, and I hope that people enjoyed it in chat. This is always fun. And we got back into Storm King's Thunder with a bang, I would say. So we'll see what happens to the town of the village of Bryn, the city of Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
All right, let's raise up on out of here so we can let Chrono get going. Saber, when will we see you next, sir, on these here streams?
I'll be back here tomorrow with Starcrawlers, my ongoing series of that. We're very, very close to the end. Hopefully we'll even be able to finish it tomorrow. You can always catch me on twitch.tv/DarkSaber2K most other days as well.
Awesome.
Tot-
Yeah, a lot of cool
tot-
retro
tot-
things.
Totally watch that. Starcrawl is an awesome game, and it's even more awesome with Dark Saber 2K. So I totally recommend that stream. I will try to be there as well.
Very, very cool.
In chat.
And that's cool stuff. Thank you, Saber, and good stuff. And I will catch you in a month, sir, on this channel. Moving right along, Screaming Joypad. I'm going to see you earlier than that because you're going to be on the other D&D campaign on my channel.
Yes, indeed. So we're doing the D&D campaign. You can see me on Arv's channel, twitch.tv/ArvAnelleron, playing TikTok, the Warforged Fighter. I need to catch up on the VOD on that one, actually. And also, you'll see me earlier than that, because I'm on GOG tomorrow, just before Darksaber 2K, but I'm playing Darkfall 2 Lights Out. So at 6 p.m. BST,
cool.
that's 7 p.m. CEST, and 1 p.m. EDT.
Awesome. Good stuff today. Nicely done. I like the Alchemist Fire, too. That was a good little touch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Mike. And moving right along, Pyron. Pyron, I hope everything's okay, and I hope you enjoyed yourself today. And where will people see you next, Pyron?
On Thursday. I'm going to be back on Thursday, and I will either stream something from the current GOG promo, maybe continue my save game of Legend of the Conquest of the Longbow. I still have a save game going there, or I might start a new game of Nomoria, because I've learned a little bit about this game now, and I think this could be very, very cool. That's going to be at 9 p.m. CEST, which is 12 p.m. EDT, 3 p.m. PDT. Something.
Awesome. That's cool.
Something dark side.
Good stuff. And again, well played today, Pyron. Some good tactical stuff
It's
there.
Really cool.
So good stuff out of Saber and out of Mike Screaming Joypad and out of Pyron. Great job today, guys. A pleasure as always, and I will see all of you folks either on my channel or next month for this.
Take it easy, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Later.
everyone. See you
Bye-bye.
all soon, and we will leave the meeting like that. Okay. There we go, guys. I am going to... Whoops, wait, hold on. I'm going to... Let's get that up there. I'm going to rise up on out of here, folks, and give way to Chrono Wolf, who's going to be playing now. Thank you, Matt. Sorry that we went over a little bit, but I kind of had to, there was a big, giant fight, and I had to deal with that and all that stuff. So we're back here, but I hope everybody enjoyed themselves today. I had a lot of fun. I will be back at you guys next Tuesday, right back here for episode 86 of Pen and Pixels. I'll be back to playing Torment. I'll be back still on Arvbox. I'll be playing on Arvbox, but I'll be in Boston on the East Coast this time. So I'll be doing that next week. I'll also be on my channel on Friday, if all goes well, either Friday or Saturday, and I will be playing some stuff, probably Lunar Silver Star Story, which is the game that I'm playing solo over on my channel. Also, a lot more D&D coming up on my channel as well, so definitely make sure that you stop in for that. If you haven't already done so, please follow this channel, sub to this channel, and please check us out individually on our own channels. We have now a lot of us sub buttons and Patreons and things like that, so please do that as well. Great pleasure to have you all here. Thank you so much to Centuria as well for helping out with Moobot today and Dashboard, etc. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Centuria, so much. And I will catch all of you wonderful people very soon. Until I speak to you all next time, I will see all of you wonderful people very soon. And yeah, stick around now for Chrono Wolf. See you soon. Have a good night.